This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I are playing the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is the Menagerie of Forgotten Horrors. It was written by Harri, Savolainen, and it's available in the Miskatonic repository. Our Keeper of Arcane Lore is Keith Craig, and this is episode 1. Now, before we begin, I want to thank our patrons who help us to pay for everything that we do. If you'd like to lend us some support, you can visit our Patreon site and pledge a couple of dollars a month. We will add your name to the credits at the end and mention your contribution on the next episode. Your help is always appreciated. So without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Keith?
Thank you. It is 15 July 1923 in New England. Our 5 investigators have each received a telegram from an acquaintance or a friend of an acquaintance asking for help. I will show them the telegram that they received and then let them introduce their character. So you received this telegram from Western Union. So to P.O. Box in Arkham, it goes, situation is dire. Stop. John has disappeared. Stop. Strange events occurring. Stop. Police refuse to help. Stop. Desperately need your assistance. Stop. Please come as soon as possible. Stop. Mary. Mary Cobbler, 789 Birchwood Lane, Greenwich, Connecticut. So we'll start with Dr. Constantine. How do you know Mary?
Quick question to the GM. Did you give us a relationship, or we're just making it up?
You're just making it up. So it could be, she's about 29 years old, so you could have known her parents who are passed away.
Yeah.
Or
All right. Yes. Mary, she was a student of mine in my natural history class, and she was one of my favorites. You have this when you're a teacher. You occasionally find students who excel at what they do, and she's a lovely young woman. Reminds me a bit of my wife, my wife Sylvia. She's passed away a while back, but when we were younger, she reminds me a bit of that. I don't mean any kind of romantic affiliation. Our ages are 40 years apart, but lovely girl. So I wonder what she's worried about.
excellent. And Madeline, how about you go next?
Yes, I received this intriguing telegram from Mary. Apparently, she had read one of my very prestigious articles in Strange Stories, and it was to do with a missing boy that had also disappeared under similar circumstances, and she thought perhaps my investigative skills could help her find her own missing person. So I, without a doubt, am going to jump on this opportunity. Anything that's strange and unusual, I have to follow.
Excellent. And Dr. Adams, why would Mary have contacted you?
Mary contacted me because she's Anna's best friend. Anna is my sister. I've known her since we were kids, since we were neighbors. She trusts me quite a bit, since she knows me very well.
Excellent. And Jacob, how about yourself?
So, I'm a vaudeville performer. I'm an actor. I act, I can d dancing, those sorts of things. And Mary loves entertainment, and she has come to our shows, and she's gotten to know me as well as some of the other people in my troupe. But I'm actually a little bit surprised that I got a telegram because although she does know me and we've met on more than one occasion, she doesn't really know me that well. I'm not sure if she would consider me a close friend, but I got the telegram nonetheless.
Ah, excellent, excellent. And finally, old scraps.
Old Scraps. Well, he's wandering and drunk as he is going to get his mail from the telegram lad. What he notices is his boxing ring, his studio door is all chained up with a padlock, and the mail has an eviction notice in it. He just shoves it in his pocket and pays attention to the telegram instead. He grumbles something about that sweet old lady from church, and he goes to get his keys and open up the place. He's got to make rent somehow. Maybe he can help out and get paid.
All right. Excellent, excellent. Okay. So, this will be our group of intrepid investigators as they try and figure out what happened to John Cobbler. So, Greenwich, Connecticut is a few hours outside of New York City. So you can take a public trans there, or you could drive. But we'll just red line to that you guys are kind of arriving about the same time there in Greenwich. It's a smaller village. It's pretty close to the coast and all. Uh, in the summertime, it's warm but breezy. It's quite pleasant, and it looks like ideal Americana for in the 1920s stuff.
Do we all know each other? Not
Nope.
particularly, though. Hello, everybody. I'm surprised there's so many people. I'm here to see Mary. You also here for this?
Yes, I didn't expect there to be others. I thought this was going to be an exclusive. Do you
Got
also
the-
write?
Oh, no. I'm a professor at Miskatonic, natural history and biology. She was a student of mine. I don't know what
Oh,
the emergency is, but we'll find out, I guess.
yes. How do you do? I'm Madeline Gray. I write for many various magazines, mostly articles to do with the occult and strange
Oh.
happenings around the country. But yes, this is what I'm here for. This strange disappearance. The way she described it, it sounded right up my alley. So I thought, why not?
With your background in the occult, have you been to Miskatonic? They've got quite a large esoteric literature area. I'm Constantine. You can call me Dino. Everybody calls me Dino.
Oh, nice to meet you, Dino. Yes, I haven't been. I did attend Boston University, but I have always wanted to go. I hear that the books in the library there are just bursting with arcane knowledge.
Very old stuff, yes. And you there, you look like a professor yourself, or a medical doctor. Kiko?
Yes, I'm a serious person. I can't imagine why, uh, what, why are you here? I mean, occultism, esotericism, what kind of things are you talking about? This is
We got the
serious.
telegram.
Yeah,
What?
but I can't imagine uh, your role in all that stuff. I mean, this is a serious thing. Someone has disappeared.
Yeah, I don't know why she asked us. What are you a doctor of?
I'm a, well, history. I read books,
Oh,
about reality, not about, you know, strange things or whatever
well,
fantasies you believe in.
if you consider history to be factual, mostly factual, my history is in the natural world. I just got back from teaching a group of students in Brazil, in the Amazon. Beautiful place. Hot and sweaty, but beautiful. How about you? You two look like a stage performer.
Yes. Yes, Jacob Haas. Maybe you've seen me. I've performed on vaudeville performer, and we performed all around, the New York area as well as the Massachusetts area. We've been working mostly in Boston.
The
Yes,
thing with the bongos, that's you?
I do not play the bongos, but I know somebody who does. Um,
I saw somebody on stage once that looked a lot like you. I was thinking it was very funny.
Well, I encourage you to come see one of our shows. I believe we're going to be performing up in Boston for the next few weeks. If you ever get a chance to head up there.
I sometimes get the chance. Hey, you look like you're a man with a great deal of muscles. You look like either a bouncer or a boxer.
Old Scraps wanders in late, as always. Jesus Christ. Sneaks a sip from his flask. All right. Where's the old lady?
I don't think she's old. She's 26.
Oh, I thought she was old. Where's the young
29,
lady?
20.
Okay.
29.
You probably
I
knew her
am
parents.
used to
Probably
the
knew her parents.
strange, but this is a very odd assortment of people Mary has
And
asked to assemble here.
This
You telling
very
me?
eclectic.
Hmm.
You look like you're shaking a little bit more than a choir boy next to a whiskey-soaked priest yourself. You want a little something to help you sober up? Offers
Oh,
flask.
well, I have
Oh,
no problem at all drinking alcohol.
So
I can tell
the
there are no
house,
Yanks here.
the house is a two-story house. You can tell it also has a basement. It looks like it's they came probably had some money in their family from some time. The door opens and you see Mary step out, and beside her is a man about the same age as her, and she looks around. She's like, "Oh, you all came. I'd been reaching out to people for help, and no one had responded. So I just thought I'd cast a wide net, and everyone responded. I'm just so happy."
It's
Yes,
a
and
pretty
what an
wide
array
net.
of fish you did catch.
Well, I
This
just the police won't help me, and so I just thought I'd go out and see who I could find, and who better to help me out than a journalist, someone that's kind of used to meeting people, like a performer. The doctors, I needed some brains, and you know. Scraps, you helped my mom out years ago, and I hope it doesn't come to that, but I
Your
just
wish is
don't know.
fulfilled.
Oh well, I
it's what
appreciate it.
it's wonderful to see you. You look so beautiful. I'll give her a kiss on the
Oh,
cheeks.
oh, she's like, oh, thank you, thank you. This is my fiance, Steven. He's getting ready to head to Boston for some work and all, but he wanted to meet the menagerie of people I'd asked for help. Yeah.
Your fiance is in good hands. She's a wonderful girl.
Oh yes, 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 she is, and all. And he kind of looks around and he goes, I keep telling her that John's a grown man and that he's okay and all. But I appreciate you coming here to help her out. She's been at wit's end the past few days.
We'll do everything we can to help.
Uh, Well, thank you. And then he goes, "Well, Mary, I will be off. I'm going to take the car to the train station. It was wonderful to meet you all." And he leans over and gives her a kiss. Then he heads on out to his vehicle. She's like, well, come in, all of you. I've got some coffee brewing and I've got some biscuits already. She's like, but thank you so much for coming.
A lovely house.
She
So it seems they don't look really worried about what's happening, or
oh Stephen, he always thought John was a little, head in the clouds and all, and he was, but he's never disappeared for this long, without any contact at all. He's taken day trips before and all, and I've watched over him since our parents died, and I'm just so concerned. He never indicated that he had a love interest or anything that he wants to leave home.
How old is John?
Oh, John he is just turned 20.
Okay. And what's the last name? Sorry.
Cobbler.
Cobbler. Okay.
Exactly how long has John been missing?
Oh, 6 days now. 6 days. He took his bicycle out. He'd received a telegram that morning, and he left at noon, on his bicycle. So, but he never returned at all, and his bike wasn't at the train station or anything. So I don't know what could have happened to him.
And the police don't do nothing?
Oh, the police say that he's a grown man, and there's no indications that there's been anything going on. They said they'd keep a lookout for him, but they seem to think that a hysterical woman worried about her adult brother is not something that.
Did he take the telegram with him, or is the telegram still here where we could look at it?
The telegram is still here. It's down in his office.
Well, you
Perhaps you
spoke of
could
him
retrieve it
having
for us.
strange behavior before this happened. What exactly was he doing that made you think this is something out of the ordinary?
Oh, he hadn't been able to sleep. He'd been up all night. I'd hear him pacing down in his room. He bought a gun. I mean, I bought the gun on me, and and received a couple telegrams from strangers, in the past couple months, and then he took some trips to New York. I mean, can you imagine going to the big city?
Do you know if he had a gambling habit?
Oh, no, I'm sure he didn't. I mean, he might have enjoyed a sip or two of the liquor, but gambling.
It's a tough times. Is John? I saw him at the church, I'm sure, but remind me, was he like a tough guy? Could he like handle himself, do you think?
Oh no. John was always fragile. He never got over our parents getting in a car accident, dying in the car accident and all.
Yeah, no gangs would be interested in someone like that.
No.
Well, perhaps you could find the telegram for us. We could take a look.
Oh, of course.
Oh, would you mind very much if we were able to look through his office?
No. I mean, I asked for help. It'd be almost silly that if I turned you down. You're the expert, especially a journalist. Those stories you did on that boy you found. I mean, it was phenomenal work.
Oh, yes, Bobby Fishburne. It was all over the papers.
No. Stevens said you must have hyped up some of the details, but I told him that a journalist would never lie.
No. You had to have been there. It was terrible. The boy had been traumatized by what he'd been through.
Oh,
Why don't you ladies go first, and we'll join you in a few moments. I think we'd like
Very
to
good.
talk to one another for a moment.
well, this way, Miss Gray. And so she takes you down the hall, and then she opens the door, and there's steps going down to the basement.
So, gentlemen, I think that, I mean, I don't like to play Sherlock Holmes. I'm not Sherlock Holmes, but the fact that he bought a gun.
I actually have played Sherlock Holmes.
The fact that he bought a gun doesn't seem to indicate that he has a woman that he is gotten pregnant or anything like that. He's probably, that's why I mentioned the gambling, because most likely he's afraid of someone.
Yeah, I've seen
Maybe
it a
he's
million
been
times.
sleeping around with somebody else's wife, in which case he might want a gun to protect himself. But
He's quite young.
And the kid's been going on day trips to New York. What's in New York?
everything is in New
Yes.
York. A very good delicatessen that I know.
You can't get a good
Delicatessen.
beer in New York.
Delicious. But
Can I ask, what if you know, what things did they take with him when he left home? Maybe a backpack or something like that?
well, they're down in his office. Maybe we go down there and join them and see what
Yes.
they can
I
find.
I
Maybe
think Madeline
tickets.
is very good at her job, but she might miss something if she's just by herself. So an extra pair of eyes or will be
I
helpful.
I just didn't want to suggest that he got the girl pregnant in front of his sister because,
Mhm.
you know, a little discretion goes a long way.
Well, we know very little at this point. It's a little bit early to jump to a conclusion like that. But
Right. So, yeah, we'll go down and join.
All right, Madeline. So since you went down the steps first with Mary, so she takes you down, and so you recognize that kind of where they're at. You see like the servant stairs off to the side, and you know that this room used to be kind of like the servants' quarters and all, but John converted it into almost like a little apartment for himself. Oh, so in the room that you come in through. He's got a windows with curtains. There's a bed, a small nightstand, a desk that's cluttered with stacks of books and papers, and what looks like a comfy armchair and bookshelves along the wall. So,
Well, I think what Madeline's going to do first is be like, don't take this the wrong way, Mary, but uh, I I do want to check here first because for whatever reason, many people hide their secrets under their mattress. And she goes over to the mattress and starts to rifle underneath to see if anything's under there.
okay. Yeah, so when you kind of run your hand underneath the mattress, you come across there is an ink pen under there.
Hmm.
And you also feel a, a gun. There's a gun under there also.
What kind of gun is it? Just a small pistol?
It's a 38 revolver.
Okay. Oh, well, there is this, Mary. I'm
He's like, I
not
told you.
very comfortable around guns, but I'll leave it here for you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Why would he have an ink pen under his mattress? It's very unusual.
Uh, I don't know. I mean, like he has plenty of pens over on his desk.
Hmm. And Madeline starts looking at this pen to see if there's anything unusual about it. Because why would one place a pen under their mattress unless there's something special.
Mhm. So when you kind of look at it and all, you give me an appraise roll.
Grades. Oh, it's terrible.
Like most
Terrible.
appraise.
Oh, I appraised nothing.
Yeah, nope, it looks like a pin.
Okay.
So while you're looking at that, that's about when the gentlemen come down, and so you guys come down. You see the same room, and you see Madeline. There's a gun sitting on the nightstand where Mary set it down, and you see Madeline looking at this pen.
Hey, yo, there's the piece. I got one in my sock right now.
Mary,
Go over the gun.
Yes.
I was wondering why you invited me, and now I realize that you were at the show where I was playing Sherlock Holmes on the stage.
Yes, yes, yes. You,
Yeah.
you did wonderful and all. I thought you did very clever how you made the conclusion by the ash that was in the ashtray that was a special cigarette that you could only buy on the other side of London. I mean,
Well, you
right.
know, I'm not a detective. I just play one on the stage.
Oh,
But
but you know,
but I will do my best. I've always liked you, and I'll do my best to work with these fine people and find out what happened to your brother.
thank you.
Um, so
Huh?
this room that he's in, so his bed is here, so he sleeps here and he works here. So this is his kind of one room
Well,
that he
well,
stays
I
in
mean,
mostly.
he worked at an auto repair. He was worked for a mechanic
Mhm.
and all, but
Okay.
so
That's
If you
what he
could give
did
us
for a
that
living.
address.
yes, that's what he did for a living. He lost his job about a month ago, though, unfortunately. But he was supposed to start a new one in August.
Damn shame.
Looking
Yeah.
around the room, you can usually tell a little bit about the personality of a person based on what the pictures on the wall, baseball cap, whatever. What
Mhm.
sort of impression do we get? If that's a fair question to.
Yeah, that's so kind of looking around, you see that it looks like he had some books on his desk that he had opened up. You know, you could tell that he's had made some notes on it. Uh, Looks like he's a very well-read person because there's lots of books on the wall. If you check it out, there are a lot of the classics. You know, the Last of the Mohicans, Moby Dick.
A fiction. He likes fiction.
Yeah. Hmm.
Uh,
Can I
in
analyze the
it,
gun?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You can check out the gun. Hmm.
Let's see if it was recently used. And do you want a spot hidden or firearms?
Um.
Or spot hidden.
Well, you wouldn't even need to make a roll to see that all six chambers are still loaded
Hmm.
and all. But to see if it has recently been fired at all, I'd say probably a firearm just to kind of like get the.
Ooh, oh 09, that is at least an
Yeah,
extreme, I
I
think.
mean it's at least a
Or
pass.
40.
Okay.
Uh yeah. I'll spend one luck to make it an extreme.
You don't need to. Yeah,
I want
a
it
hard.
just for the trophy.
Oh, just for the trophy to say you got an extreme. Yeah.
Yeah, why
So
not?
like you kind of you're familiar with guns. You kind of like smell it, look at it. It's still got that oil and stuff that gun manufacturers kind of ship the guns with to keep it all well maintained and all. So you don't believe it's ever been fired.
Yeah, it's brand new.
Harry, what is that pen you have there? Well, where did you find that?
Madeline.
I mean, not Carrie, Madeline. Madeline.
Uh, Strangely enough, it was next to the gun under the mattress. I can't seem to make
Really?
anything out that it's nothing but an ordinary pen, but she hands it to him, and maybe you can see something I can't.
Well, I got 3 away from a success. I can spend 3 luck to pass an appraise roll.
No, I'll just give it to you with that because it's not enough to really support.
I
So
wrote an
looking,
08.
yeah, I got you. So kind of looking at it, this looks like a pen you would get, like when someone graduated from college,
Ah,
like one of those on it. And so it looks really nice, but John being 21, either he was incredibly ahead of his course classes to already be graduating from college, or
so I'm going to
was
ask Mary. I'm going to ask Mary about this. I
Mhm.
ask her if she knows about the pen, and then also Mary. What do you make of this pen? Looks like a graduation pen. Did John graduate recently?
Well, he graduated from public school.
Okay.
Yeah, about 3 years ago.
Have you seen this pen before?
Um, no, but I mean, I I don't make it a habit to really pay
Yeah.
close
The only
attention to
reason I
it.
asked is because Madeline found it underneath the mattress, which I thought was kind of odd. I've never heard of somebody keeping a pen under a mattress before, but
Is it silver?
It's like maybe a gold leaf, and
Okay, so it's not like a really fancy, expensive silver pen.
yeah, it's still
Maybe just
nice.
why under his bed, I don't know.
Mary,
Uh,
may we see the telegram, please?
Oh, of course, of course, of course. And so she goes over to the desk and she kind of moves some of the papers out of the way, and she's going to hand you this telegram here. And so she hands this to you.
Okay. Western Union, Grigg Street, Steve Jones, uh, Greenwich, Connecticut. John Cobbler, and then it has the address. John, urgent. Your assistance needed immediately. Matter related to ongoing efforts. At earliest convenience, proceed to Dr. Huntington, Dartmouth Road, 2302 Greenwich. Deliver item personally to New York RW office. Do not disclose to anyone confidential matter. NS on behalf of RW. Boy, this is a lot of good information. Um, Mary,
And
did
I went by Dr. Huntington's house, and no one answered the door, and I went by the past 2 days knocking.
may I see
Do
that
we
on the
know if
screen for a
Dr.
few more
Huntington
seconds?
is
Sorry.
a medical doctor?
Uh, he's a local celebrity around here. He's written some papers and all, but medical doctor now. No. He kind of had traveled around and all. He went to Egypt and everything. He was helped excavate some of the tombs.
So I maybe should know what were he investigating because we are in a similar things involved.
Yeah, give me a we'll say just a history roll to see if maybe you've got a contact with him at all. Yeah.
Okay, I fail.
Okay. Uh, we'll say that you've heard his name, but you didn't really know what he was doing at all. There was a lot of people kind of going to
Yeah,
the Valley of the Kings at the time.
okay.
so he took his bicycle and he went to the train station. And from there, he went to New York to see this Dr. Huntington.
Oh no, no, Dr. Huntington lives in here. He lives here in Greenwich.
Oh, did I misread the telegram? What was it about New York?
Let me pull it up again.
Sorry.
It's all right.
You posted in Discord.
Oh, yeah. So,
Proceed to Dr. Huntington, Dartmouth Road, Greenwich. Greenwich is here. Okay. It says deliver item personally to New York office. So maybe he just went to New York.
but he's been gone for days. We
Did
don't
you
know
find his
when.
bicycle? Do you know where his bicycle is?
No.
That's
It's
very
possible
smart.
it's possible he took the bicycle to the train station and then subsequently somebody has stolen the bicycle.
Oh, I agree. That's
Well,
possible,
Mary
but
has reported this to the police, so I'm assuming she gave a description of his bicycle. If it had been found, they would have alerted her.
Imagine a lot of bicycles don't look pretty much the same. There's a good chance he's just in New York, but and you say you did not find Dr. Huntington.
no. I went over a couple times and knocked on his door, and he hasn't answered.
No answer.
Maybe we can
But
find out where he works and contact his workplace.
maybe he has a wife or familiars or something or friends here. We we could ask them.
Well,
Maybe
he
no
does.
one knows something about
He
him.
does attend the church with us and all, but you Sunday it's Friday right now.
One of you mentioned earlier too about checking out the place where John worked. Perhaps he's more vocal with the things that he likes to do with the people that he works with, and they might think that he's gone to New York to become a great vaudevillian actor on stage. Who knows?
Oh, he
Run
did.
away, join the circus.
He did talk very highly of Jacob's performance and all.
Huh.
Do we see
Can we
anything
look through?
else? Yeah.
Yeah, his office.
Yes, you can. So, okay, so you've got the desk, you've got the nightstand,
Look to
and
his desk.
okay, you go to his desk there.
I'll look through the nightstand.
Okay, sounds good. And there are the bookshelves also. So,
I'll check out
The
the
de-
books. Maybe I'll see one by Dr. Huntington.
For the desk, I have to spend 4 points to pass.
oh, for a spot hidden on that.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll tell you what you find on there. So, you find on there is it looks like there's those Bibles when you open it up they would have the family tree inside of it
Oh, yes.
and all, and so he's got that on the desk, and next to it's a book. It looks like that was marked a Greenwich Public Library, and it's a book on genealogy. And with the past there, you do find this item here.
He had some interest in genealogy. We'll see what my eyes have revealed.
You find two things. So you find this train ticket here.
We've got a train ticket to New York, NYNH and H, Greenwich to New
July
York,
6th.
July 6th, from New York Central.
And you find and you find this letter also.
Up there it is. New York, June 1st, 1923. Dear John Cobbler, I hope this letter finds you well. My name is Mr. Holland, and I am writing to you regarding a matter of significant genealogical interest. Our research indicates that you may be a descendant of the Williamson family, marked by a unique birthmark on the left side of the chest above the heart, passed down through generations. This birthmark is not merely a familial trait, but a key to uncovering important ancestral information. We are gathering descendants who share this characteristic to disclose details about their lineage. If you possess this birthmark, please contact me by phone to no later than June 14th, 1923, to confirm your interest. This matter is confidential, and your discretion is appreciated. I look forward to your call. You may reach me at the Spring Exchange in New York, SPR 9921. Sincerely, Mr. Holland. Interesting. Did I turned to Mary? Did he indeed have some sort of birthmark on his chest?
He did. He had
Above his
a
heart?
large birthmark almost directly above his heart. He was always didn't like to go swimming because the swimsuits they would be in kind of a tank top like old Scraps is wearing there. They would kind of peek out sometimes. He was always a little
Felt
bothered
conscious
by it.
about it? Yeah.
Has he always been interested in your genealogy? It seems like he was into this hot and heavy.
No. I mean, last month he started asking if we had any Dutch ancestry, but I don't know any, unless I think we're good English stock.
Hmm.
Cobbler, yeah.
Well, the letter said that he needed to contact them before the 14th. I wonder if he did so.
Perhaps I will look at his ink blotter to see if I can, in fact, see an impression. A very Sherlock Holmes thing to do. I'll, take it with a pencil and
Mary, did you
see if
notice
he
the
actually
birthmark
remembers.
on your brother?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Okay.
What did it look like?
Oh, it was just kind of almost like like if someone had spilled port wine on like so a little uneven and all, but large. Maybe the size of a fist. It was a rather large birthmark.
I was not aware. I know my biology pretty well. I was not aware that birthmarks ran in families. I mean, perhaps having birthmarks, but they're always different spots on your body.
It's really
Okay.
strange. I agree.
Very strange.
Is there anyone else in your family, Mary, that got the same birthmark, or it's just your brother?
My father had that also and stuff. In fact,
Okay.
my father tried to comfort John about that by pointing out that he had it. And he had married a beautiful woman, my mother, with it, and there wasn't anything to be ashamed of. And being ashamed of it, what made it affect him, not the birthmark itself.
I wonder if you have, by some miracle of a chance, any photographs, perhaps of your father and mother at the beach, and we could see the birthmark on your father.
Or the brother.
Or yeah.
That sounds like a luck roll.
Okay.
Have.
Didn't expect that luck. I don't know. I got 40 out of 61.
She goes, "Oh, I think so. I'll have to go upstairs and dig through the family albums to find it and all." Okay, Jacob,
There's
you
no
said
need
you
to
were
rush.
you were checking the bookshelf. Was that correct?
That was,
Oh, that was Madeline. Okay, I
Mm.
knew one of you on that side of my
Yes, I'm
table
looking to
was.
see if I can find any books by Dr. Huntington.
Okay. Uh, shelf here. Okay. I will give you a choice. You can give me a spot hidden or a library use.
Okay, what's better? Mm, library. Where's my library? Oh, library's better.
Okay.
Oh gosh, 91. Fail.
Yep, you see a lot of classics. You up there, yeah, that's all you spot there.
Well, nothing turned up for me here.
Okay. And old scraps, were you going to be checking anything out?
I was just reading over these telegrams and letters. Even though my eyesight's not what it used to be, Scraps he can still find some clues too.
Mhm.
Can I like so the names the acronyms for the names you got um RW obviously is mentioned twice, but NS on behalf of RW. Do we know who NS is? No, right?
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Could I just do like a knowledge roll, like an idea maybe to see like do I know those initials or I'll ask the girl too. What's her name? If she knows those initials,
Mary.
maybe.
Right.
Okay.
Mary. Yeah.
She does not,
Okay.
and
Um.
you wouldn't either.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's it. That's it.
Had
Okay.
somebody checked the nightstand?
I
No.
did. I made a spot hidden roll and I failed.
Ah,
Oh,
yeah.
I can help. I can if
Yeah,
you want
yeah.
me, I can help.
Come on,
I
yeah,
can
come over here and
look
hey, check
better.
out this nightstand. I haven't found
There's
anything yet, but there might be
there's a
something
knob on
here.
the front. If you pull that, it will open.
All right, all right. Old scraps, give me a spot hidden roll there.
Regular success.
All right. So while you're looking, you notice underneath the alarm clock, you see a piece of paper, kind of this, just the corner of it sticking out. Jacob had checked the drawers and everything, and found what you expected. The piece of paper that when you take it out, this is what it is.
New York Zoo. R. Willimore.
RW.
So it's everybody. We found our RW.
The New York Zoological Society. I'm familiar. Yes.
On the recommendation of RW. Is that like a professor?
Was it just like a ticket to admission, or
That you can give me a no roll for that name.
I got an 08, but I'm
Okay.
probably very familiar because of my biological background that they of
Hmm.
the
Robert Willimore is a very wealthy businessman. He owns a building in New York, and they say that that the top three floors is just his one apartment that he has. And although he's quite well known in the upper echelons.
a a very huge contributor to the New York Zoological Society. He funds
What
many
year was that
trips.
ticket from?
That ticket was good for admittance on 6 July 1923.
So 1 year ago.
No,
No, it's
This year,
1923.
so
Oh.
6 days
not
ago.
6 days ago.
I
Nine
know
The day
today's the
the
fifth.
day
9
he
days
went
ago.
missing.
Oh no. He went missing on the 9th.
Okay.
So it looks like did he go to the New York the week before he went
Yes,
missing?
yes, yes.
He
And that's what,
went there.
and he told me he was going. That's why, him not being here now, he told me when he was going to New York, a little over a week ago, but this time he just disappears without telling me anything. And John's always told me if he's going to be gone overnight.
And he didn't tell you he was going to
No.
be gone overnight.
No.
I'm
What
starting
did
to
he
wonder.
say?
Yeah, how did he know all these influential people?
Was there an event on that day at the zoo?
We should be able to contact them and
Hmm.
ask. It's
A penguin
not
exhibit.
the penguin exhibit. Yes, I heard that's it's like they're all in little tuxedos.
Yeah, but you don't bring a gun to the penguin exhibit. What's he doing? Going to the zoo like this?
Oh, he didn't. He left it here, obviously. So
Yeah, he hasn't used it. So he must not be that scared.
It depends on the
none of
paintings, I
this.
think.
These things might not tie together at all. We've got a birthmark, the curiosity over a birthmark, and a trip to the Zoological Society, and that he was afraid of something by purchasing a gun. And then he left it behind with a pin under the mattress.
Yeah, he left it behind loaded. So that suggests to me that why would he leave it behind?
I'm going to look in his armoire and see, did he take a suitcase with a bunch of clothes with him?
Okay. Yep. When you look in there, you see men's suits and everything. It doesn't look like there's not a bunch of empty hangers or anything that like
If
that. No.
if he left on his bike, he wouldn't have been taking like a huge suitcase on his back. He probably would have taken a taxi to the train station or something.
So he
That
wasn't
left on,
expecting.
yeah.
He wasn't expecting to stay.
Can you just show
How long does it take?
the
Takes 4 hours to get to New York by train from here.
Yeah.
could you show the ticket one more time?
To the zoo.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't get a screenshot of it.
No problem. There you go.
Because we're like taking these with us, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at 6th of July, 1923, 6th of July, 1923, the same day as the train ticket.
Is there anything in his room in the form of decorations or anything that shows that he had an interest in animals or
No.
Usually one collects what one's interested in.
Is there any indication in the family Bible about these names that are coming up? Maybe a name in the Bible looks familiar.
Nope.
If we show the genealogy to Mary, does she confirm that this was her grandmother, great-grandmother, grandson, so
She
forth?
does. Oh, she's like, oh yes, I remember my grandmother. She was such a wonderful cook. She talked about those awful rebels and how they attacked up north.
And none of the names in the genealogy show up in our minds like, oh my God, he was related to
No.
Queen Victoria, or
Yeah.
Right.
No.
The Williamson name doesn't show up in this family Bible.
Mm-mm.
Miss Gray, can I get a gander at that pen over there? Just for a minute.
Oh, of course.
I, for some reason, have an extremely high praise. This reminds me of my boxing gloves. They're so nice. I know a lot about nice things. I got an 05. Hey,
The
it's an
golden
extreme
gloves.
name. Yeah, the golden gloves. It's the golden pen.
So
I sell these
you're-
pens at my boxing store.
So looking at it, It's like Dr. Lucas has said, it's not a silver pen, so, it's not incredibly valuable. But with that nice appraise, you kind of look at it and you see, how like something engraved, it'll start through where it just starts kind of getting to where it gets harder and harder to see. Well, with that nice appraise there, you see in there the name Cranes. Krainz is engraved on the pen.
Ainz.
Krainz.
Is that
Now,
supposed to
our
sound
young
German? Is that
our
like
young
a
man, he was a auto repair man. We don't think he was a little kleptomaniac, do we? He's finding things in people's vehicles and taking them for himself.
it's not worth that much.
I mean, he did lose his job.
Right.
Sounds
To
worth
answer
more
your
than my
question
pen.
about the German, if it is supposed to, if it does sound German, that's just a coincidence.
Okay.
Right.
Because I like fought the Nazis and stuff.
Oh,
I'm getting like war
oop,
flashbacks.
oop.
You fought the Nazis in 1923?
Well, I guess they're pre-Nazis. The World War
Yeah,
One.
yeah, yeah. The
Germany
Kaisers.
right now is quite nice.
Yeah.
I was
The Weimar Republic.
sergeant in Paris.
Yes.
I know a lot
I
about
think
wars.
somebody needs to go to his place of business and see what they can tell us. Maybe why did he get fired?
Yes.
Maybe he was
Yeah.
taking stuff from the cars, or
Yes, because these assortment of items just seems unrelated.
the gun makes me think he's gotten involved with somebody dangerous.
Yes.
I mean, there is the Irish mob, there's the Italians, but
Oh, and I'm
Mary,
sure
did he
they
ever
need body
mention
work done to their vehicles all the time.
that's true? And you might accidentally find something in a car when you're working on it.
Hmm.
That's very good. You are a good journalist. You've come up with a great idea. Maybe he found a trunk full of marijuana.
What exactly did he tell you, Mary, about losing his job? What was his reasoning for that?
Oh, he said that they were that at the auto repair shop that they were said that his performance had been going down, that he seemed distracted.
Hmm. Well, yes, I think we should go and
Distracted by a woman, distracted by drug use, distracted by, there's so many things it could be.
Well, I
Did
mean,
you
or
say he
something
acted
more
a little strange?
nefarious.
How was he acting differently? Was he lethargic? Was he
yeah, he
hyperactive?
he'd be up all night. You'd hear him pacing, and say he would he, he'd he said that if he went to sleep, that his dreams would bother him. He no, he said he understood why Dad was so tired.
Biologically, that could be a stimulant of some kind that was affecting his sleeping patterns. I don't see any indication that he has any drug paraphernalia.
You do not.
Was he drinking a lot of coffee? I know the feeling. Stay up all night thinking.
He
Maybe
would,
he was.
yeah. When he was working, he would have quite a almost a whole pot before he would leave for work. That
There you
he
go.
was tired.
My
That's
friend, I'm thinking about the leads that we have at this point, and the first you've mentioned, the auto repair shop, but there is also this Dr. Huntington
Yes, I'm
in
very
Greenwich.
interested in him and
Yes.
his Egyptian research.
I
well,
would, and then we have more leads in New York, but Dr. Holland, the New York Zoological Society. But for now, we should focus on our leads here in Greenwich.
Agreed. We should
Yes,
Yeah.
whatever's closer, I think
spread
would be
out
more.
our abilities. Yeah.
Yes.
If we want to save time, we could split up, or maybe a couple of us could go to the auto repair shop that John worked, and then the rest of us could perhaps try to visit this Dr. Huntington, make a call on him, perhaps.
I'm
Yeah.
interested in going to maybe the library first, maybe doing some research on this Huntington, find out what he's into, find out what he does for a living, and then I'll try to find him, see if I can find where he works, and maybe go to his house.
So let's.
I'll go with you.
I have an interesting idea.
Mm.
My car, I could probably go for an oil change. And I could take my car to the place where he used to work and just ask, where's the nice boy who used to ask around questions
Oh,
that
that's
way.
perfect. Are you sure
and
you're
then
not
a couple
the
of
actor?
you. Well, I'm not really acting. I do need an oil change.
If you need an actor, I can fill the part. I'm quite skilled in this area. If I do so.
Well, you could go talk to the doctor and see if you can find him. And you go to the library, and then we all meet up again for, I don't know, lunch, or
Yes, that
I don't know
sounds
what time of
great.
day it is at this point.
We'll say,
One
yeah.
quick thing, Miss Gray, you're the journalist. What's the chance of this here, NS? It could mean, and I show you the Western Union telegram. The first words are North Street, Ian Smith, NS. It could be a code name, like in the in the stories.
Possibly. I mean, if he was involved in some sort of criminal activity, they do use all
It-
sorts of code to
Who's Ian
you guys,
Smith?
conduct their business.
you guys would know that on telegrams, the first line is the telegraph office, and then that name is the person that actually, sent the telegram. So they're the person that works at the telegraph office.
It's not
No,
any useful information. It's
Yeah,
just-
Like,
that's it.
I don't get a lot of
That's-
telegrams. Sorry.
it's not a puzzle you're trying, to be solved.
Right,
But
yeah,
I
right.
I
All
do
right.
believe they charge by the word, so people do write in code to get
That was worth a
things
try.
through.
Much like today.
So what time of day
If we
is
want
it
to call
right
on
now?
this, if we want to
Oh,
call on this Dr. Huntington, should we? He could either be at home or at work. Should we call him on the telephone, or should we go up and knock on his door?
Well, Mary
Or
didn't have
Madeline
any,
might do some research first, right?
right. Mary didn't have any luck going to his home. I would like to find out exactly
Yes.
what this Dr. Huntington is into before we just go knocking on his door saying, howdy do.
How about this? How about this as a proposal? I'm no good at libraries. Perhaps Madeline and anybody else who is good in libraries, maybe go with her to see what information you can find on Dr. Huntington, or maybe some of these other issues, maybe anything on genealogy or tattoos or anything like that. Spend a few hours. And then those of us that are not so good in the library, maybe we might go to the auto repair store, and we
Well,
can.
someone could call Mr. Holland because we do have their telephone number.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, scrap. So what did you want to do?
well, I think the mechanics could get a little rough, so I can go and if we go there, I can watch out for that. But
Why don't you come with me in case I
heard
don't speak
old,
their language?
an old trick to send secret messages. We didn't try that pen. Maybe you got a spare piece of paper you can write on with that pen. And I think, what is it? You sprinkle lemon juice and it turns invisible or something like that if it's got special ink.
It's
Why don't we
when
check the
you
pen's
write
ink?
with either vinegar or lemon juice. You hold it up to the fire and it appears.
Oh,
We could
clever.
set the building on fire and find out if there's any secret messages.
I just want to try and test out the pen, see if there's any special,
Okay.
maybe a special color, if it's red or something like that would be interesting.
That's smart.
So you test it out. It's just a pen.
Okay. Well, I'll keep that test as well.
So Scraps and I shall go to the mechanic, and
I think
And
I
we'll
could
give-
help with library.
Yes, do come with me, Dr. Adams. Maybe
Okay.
putting our heads together, we can come up with something about this Huntington.
I don't know if your knowledge about
Yes.
esoteric things will be helpful, but
Yes,
we could
and
try.
again,
But
don't just
before,
look. Yeah, sorry. Don't just look for Huntington. I mean, you can look for him too, but perhaps also if you can find any information on like
Their genealogy,
genealogy
maybe
and
the Williamson
tattoos.
family. Yes.
Yeah,
Mm.
or anything on the Zoological Society, perhaps also. But yeah,
All right.
or
We have a lot
rather
of work
than-
cut out for us, Dr. Adams.
yeah, anything you can find
Right.
on Willamore also. So Huntington and Willamore, those are two people of interest.
Mm.
And rather than bother Maddie until we know something, why don't we meet at Le Chat Noir, the one on First Street, and we can meet there for tea. That's 4 o'clock.
Oh, yes, I do love those little cakes they have.
And Mary goes, and if you need a place to stay, we do have 3 bedrooms upstairs. One, of course, would be for you, Madeline, and then the
Oh, thank you.
gentleman, if you wanted to stay here, you could
Hmm.
decide how you'd like to split them up.
And
Sounds
we'll
like a
keep
good
you
idea.
informed. We'll
Yeah,
keep you
don't worry.
informed of what we find.
Don't worry, we'll find your brother as fast as we can.
No, I do hope so at all. You know, he can be so fragile at times.
Yeah, this mess is looking uglier than my mother's spaghetti.
Well, lady, gentlemen, tally ho. Let us go to our tasks.
excuse me,
Yes. See you later.
before we leave,
Mm.
I want to take a look at the paper bin.
At the trash in the
Yeah.
trash bin. Okay.
What we all forgot to look at.
Yeah. Okay. So when you look in the trash bin, go find it. Here it is. So looking in the trash bin, you do see a wadded up picture. It's of John, and it looks like probably when he was in like 11th or 12th grade. So and it's him with a woman about the same age, so a teenage woman. So they're kind of standing next to each other, smiling.
I think here we had a woman.
Hmm.
Looks like he lost his job, he lost his girl, he had a total crash out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, 'cause she wouldn't throw her picture away if he was still with her.
Mary, who is that?
Oh, that's John's high school girlfriend. They broke up shortly after graduation and all. It's Jennifer.
Where's Jennifer now?
Oh, she moved away. She was going off to to make it big on Broadway, I think, but I'm not sure whatever happened to her.
As we're like chatting about it, as we're all leaving and stuff, can I like ask to use her restroom and have her show me so I can talk to her alone for a second
Oh.
and I just want to show her my birthmark that is also over my heart and ask
Okay.
her if I didn't want to say anything in case this was like a disease or it's infectious, but
Mhm.
did John's birthmark look anything like this?
She's like, it looked exactly like that.
What do you mean exactly?
She's like, well, I mean the coloring and all. I mean, you're
This dot
you're a
here.
you're a stronger
that
man
piece.
than John was, but yeah.
It it's a little hard to see with all the muscles. It's just all flab, but he's got like he like wants to make. He's getting weirded out. He's like trying to make sure, like, are you sure it's exactly the same shape and everything? This part's a little raised up here.
Yeah.
I got a mole here.
Yeah. It looks, yeah, pretty much.
What the?
I mean, and she gets out. She remembers she'd asked her to go get the photo books and stuff, and she gets them out, and she goes, "Well, you can see her, but remember those old timey swimsuits, so they weren't like but you can see like some of the birthmark on her father, and yeah, it does look."
Same with the dad too. I'm gonna keep that information to myself though. Let's say maybe don't tell anybody else about this in case it's a thing. I don't want it to be a thing, okay?
Okay.
I just want to find your brother.
Birth. Yeah. Of course.
All right. All
So
right.
this conversation, like none of the rest of us heard that,
No,
right?
yeah,
Well, hopefully.
Okay.
yeah.
It's a small house.
So I'm in my car waiting for Scraps to come out.
Yeah, coming last, tucking in his super dirty shirt.
Okay, so Dr. Constantine and Scraps, you guys were going to the mechanic. Madeline and Dr. Adams, you guys were going to the library. And Jacob, I forgot where you were going. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm really no good in the library, so I'd probably be better off going to the auto place. The only other thing, the last thing I might have wanted to do before we leave is Madeline suggested that we perhaps call Mr. Holland because we do have a phone number. If I were to do so, does anybody have any suggestions on what questions I might ask other than, have you seen John Cobbler lately?
I'm sorry, Holland was related
Holland
to the
was the
situation.
birthmark person. He's the one that wrote the letter that to John saying that if you have this birthmark, come to me. I don't know. I don't remember.
There are questions there. How did he know that John had such a birthmark?
Right.
That might be a question to ask him to get a hold of it.
And
Find out what
also,
kind
if
of
he
a
said
doctor.
why he was investigating his genealogy in the first place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me
I've
get
never
a
seen
quick
a birthmark
call.
like that before.
Ask him if he knows where John is. Maybe
Yes. Now
they're
back in
having
the
a
20s,
birthmark party.
if you used a phone, you would pick up, you would say, "Hello, operator. Can you put me in contact with Mr. Holland? Please try his home, his residence, and then his workplace." So
Murray Hill 944.
yeah. So I'm gonna pick up the phone with Mary's permission, of course.
Oh, of course.
And I'm going to ask the operator if she could get me in contact with Mr. Holland, if that's possible. Maybe.
Okay,
His home first, and then his.
Was it Mr. or Doctor?
Oh, is it? I think it's a Mr. Holland. We have to look at.
It was Mr. Holland.
Yep.
It's to New York, so it's long distance.
Yeah. So, but they've got. So the operator goes. Could you be more specific? There's several Hollands in New York.
Oh yeah, New York's a big. It doesn't have a first name.
No.
Yeah, this probably isn't going to work then. I can't be more specific. How many? Yeah, unless
Didn't it say what the business name was in the letter? I didn't catch it.
The Spring Exchange.
Yeah, I'll ask the operator about the Spring Exchange if she has any information on that.
Oh, I could connect you to the Spring Exchange. Just a second. And after a moment, you get the answer goes, this is Spencer.
Mr. Holland, I presume?
There's no Holland here. Who's this?
Oh, this is Mr. Haas. I'm trying to
How'd you get this number?
I got it from the operator. I'm trying to get in touch with a Mr. Holland.
Sorry, I can't help you out with that and all. What would this be in reference to?
It'd be in reference to a mutual acquaintance of us, one Mr. John Cobbler.
And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Connecticut.
Connecticut, huh? John Cobbler. And what was your name again?
Mr. Haas.
Mr. Haas. Interesting. I'll look into that. Click.
Okay. All right. It's no good.
Why do I want to go out and buy a gun now?
All right. Well, at some point, I imagine we're going to be headed to New York. But yes, let's go ahead and let's head off to the garage. To the
So you're coming with. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
My
I'm no good in the
cottage.
library. I don't know what good I could do there. So
Well, that's
not my
cool.
expertise.
All right.
Okay. All
And we're
right.
going. Do, do,
So,
do, do.
so we'll go to Madeline and Dr. Adams. You headed to the library in Greenwich. Greenwich. When you show up there, the librarian she greets you. It's a rather small library, Madeline and Dr. Adams. You've definitely seen much better libraries, all, but it's got all the newspapers, local newspapers, and some newspapers from the larger cities and all. And the librarian, she looks up and she's like, "Oh, welcome." She's like, my name's Jessica, and who are you?"
Well, hello, Miss Jessica. I'm Miss Gray, and this is my friend, Dr. Adams. We're
Oh,
doing some
doctor.
research today, over some various subjects. I think we're
Oh,
probably
well.
going to have to split up because there's a lot to look up.
Oh, well,
But
the library is the best place to do research at.
oh yes, uh, we're looking for some genealogy information, and also
Oh,
for
uh,
some information possibly.
unfortunately,
Oh,
our
go ahead.
genealogy books are checked out. They're actually overdue.
Really?
Yeah, she's
How
like,
strange.
well, we don't really, uh, in local, Mr. Cobbler, he checked them out.
Oh, that is so funny. We just came from his house.
Oh,
We'll have to
I
ask his sister about that. I'm sure she doesn't want any fines.
no, I mean, that's like a penny a week.
Right. How distressful. Well, since we wouldn't be able to look at those books, perhaps anything about the Zoological Society in New York
Oh, well, I'm sure there's be something in the papers and all.
in the papers?
Would you like
Okay.
some assistance? I can. Oh,
Oh, that would be so kind of you.
okay, all right. So, Dr. Adams, you're also kind of helping out there too.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I'll let either Madeline or Dr. Adams. You can do a library use roll, but I'll give you two bonus dice because Jessica and your fellow investigators helping out. So whoever's got the higher library use can make that roll.
I
I got
have six.
70.
You're higher. Go ahead, dear.
Okay. Uh, I pass.
All right, excellent. Okay, right. So you do find a article on the Zoological Society, one that grabbed your, I mean, there's obviously like multiple papers about the zoo and stuff, but this is the one that grabbed your attention because you see in there that name Robert Wilmore.
Could we know the date it was published?
I don't think it. I will give you the date because I've got to look it up because it's obviously not on the handout since I
Okay.
Okay, December of 1922.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you want me to read it?
yeah, why don't you read it there, ma'am?
Okay. Generous donation enhances New York Zoological Park. Director Hornaday expressed his gratitude. the New York Zoological Park, under esteemed direction of William Temple Hornaday, has recently received a significant donation from philanthropist and businessman Robert Willimore. Mr. Willimore, known for his keen interest in genealogy and local history, has long been an active supporter of the city's cultural and scientific institutions. His latest donation follows in the footsteps of other notable benefactors, such as William Rockefeller, who famously funded the park's exquisite Italian fountain. The donation will fund various landscaping projects and the construction of a small memorial honoring Willimore's ancestors. The memorial,
Sorry.
it's okay. The memorial, currently under construction in a secluded area of the park, reflects Willimore's deep familial connections. In addition to his philanthropic endeavors, Robert Willimore is assisted by his personal attorney and assistant, Norris Spencer, who has been instrumental in managing the logistical aspects of the donation and memorial construction. We invite all benefactors to consider contributing to the continued growth and embellishment of our beloved zoological park. Director Hornaday commented, "With this latest act of generosity, Robert Willimore ensures that future generations can enjoy and appreciate the blend of natural beauty and historical significance that the New York Zoological Park has to offer." Norris Spencer and Robert Willimore. Very interesting. So
Yes.
this Willimore also seems to be connected to genealogy.
Yes, that's the point.
Mhm.
It caught my attention, of course. But I can't understand the relation between one thing and another one.
Maybe it's a cover. Maybe the Zoological Society isn't actually all about the animals.
But what's the relation between animals and,
Maybe
we are-
different kinds of animals, dear. Different kinds that most people don't see every day.
I don't know.
Yes, this requires more research and perhaps
Yeah.
trying to find this Robert Willimore and perhaps his helper, Nora Spencer.
I think this will not be hard. It seems to be a relevant person.
I'd say. This gets deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
What else would we like to look up since we're here? We'll have to go back to Mary and tell her about those books that John has hidden away.
I think we should look about the family,
Yes,
about their
yes,
ancestors,
the Williamson family. Yes, I don't know if we can find anything in the papers, though, about them. And maybe it's a very old family.
Probably.
Can we find anything about the Williamsons?
Give me a library use.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'll roll 2. Maybe 2's better than 1.
4.
Oh,
From
you're
zero.
good.
Zero,
You're way good.
So with that roll, you are positive they have no information about the Williamsons there.
Okay.
Darn it. We tried.
I'm sure there's nothing here about the subject. I can assure that.
Okay. What about Dr. Huntington and the Egyptian excavations that he has been in?
Oh, without any problem. You don't even have to make a roll to find that. Jessica, she's excited. She's like, "Oh, yes. Dr. Huntington, he went out there. He had this interesting theory that are you familiar with the ancient god I mean, of course it's all silliness. Hecate?
Yes.
He
Yeah,
had,
of course.
I believe that maybe the Egyptians worshipped her and they had left some artifacts in the tombs and all. He said he brought a statue home from Egypt that would prove it, but some of the other science doctors they wouldn't believe him and all.
Oh,
But
how
he
wonderful.
was working on a paper that it was going to prove his conclusions.
Oh,
Okay.
I certainly would love to see that statue.
Of course. But
Did he work for the university, or was he a independent contractor?
He was he did work for the UConn, University of Connecticut, but he had been that was a few years ago when he did and all. He's been retired for the most part nowadays.
He sounds so interesting. I can't wait to meet him.
Yes, he's a wonderful man.
This is a strange one that we found, and we don't have any other reference for it other than the name Kranz, Krainz.
Oh, Dr. Kranz. Yes.
Oh,
He's a psychologist and all. He's up in Hartford.
in
Okay.
Hartford.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's so odd.
that's where his office is. I mean, he lives a little south of that and all.
Well, how do you know him, dear? You seem to be up and up on everything.
Oh, well, it's my job to be up on it and all. Sometimes the life of a librarian can get a little boring and a little gossip or reading keeps the life exciting.
Oh, you have some dirty little secrets, don't you, my dear Jessica?
Oh, maybe I'll tell over a cup of coffee.
Oh, I'm going to take you up on that. Oh, we are doing very good, Dr. Adams. I am so pleased.
Yes, we have found some interesting things here. But I can't imagine the relation between Egypt, the birthmark, the zoological society. I mean,
I know.
there
They're all just dots. They're all dots on a paper right now, but we're going to connect them. I'm telling you we will.
Yeah, we will, of course, but they are very different dots. This is interesting.
All right. Okay. So we'll cut over to the gentleman headed over to the auto repair. So it's Hudson and Sons Auto Repair. It's on the east side of Greenwich, about a mile away from the railroad station. When you pull up, man, he's in a kind of an oil-stained coveralls and all. He kind of waves at you. He walks over. He's like, "Hey, what you need?"
Yes, my good man. I would very much like an oil change.
Oh, yeah, we can easily do that.
How long will that usually take?
Oh, usually, we don't just we check all the fluids and all the seals and also, it take about 30 minutes and all.
Oh, that's
You know,
nice. Do you have a place where we can sit? What happened to that nice boy who was here the last time that we came? What was his name? John? Yes.
Oh, John, yeah, I had to let him go, unfortunately. He was, he was just always tired, and there's only so many times you can catch a man asleep at his job before you gotta let him go. There's other men that are wanting to work,
That can be very dangerous when you're working on a car. Yes, to fall asleep.
Exactly. I mean, imagine if he didn't make sure that he braced it so it didn't start roll over someone.
Oh, that's a shame. He was a good boy. Well, yes, yeah. So, yeah, my friends and I are here. We have a place where we can sit and wait.
No, of course, we have a little lounge. We got some of the best coffee in town there.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. And I give him whatever he needs, keys to the car and
Right, yeah.
everything.
Yep.
Then we go in to have some coffee. So he was falling asleep. He wasn't sleeping at home, but he was sleeping on the job.
He was spending all night up pacing around thinking about his
Reading
dad.
genealogy books.
Or
Hey,
was it some sort of drug? Was he becoming, and then crashing when he was at work?
You think these mechanic guys are on the up and up? Should we maybe poke around a little bit?
Well, I mean, I can't poke around. I'm in my good clothes, but
I'm good at poking.
I mean, you can go make friends and talk and stick your nose into places.
Yeah, I guess I'll like go to the front counter and chat up whoever's there, kind of like look at everything. Can I do like a spot hidden over the reception area? See if there's any like letters sitting out that I could like get a look at.
You don't need to roll on that. So you go over there, and the guy kind of there at the counter is Steve. He's looks like he's keeping a track of the books and everything. And when you get over there, you don't see any kind of like letters or anything. He looks up and he's like, "Oh, can we help you?"
Oh yeah, it's good to see you, Steve. We love Steve. I
Thank you.
just chatting him up about I'll ask him about John. I'll can I like fast talk him into maybe revealing his thoughts about John?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm a bit of a fast talker, not too much though. I'm rolling like absolute fire today. I just rolled a 1.
Wow.
That's like the third time.
He opens the cash register for you with that roll. He's like, there you go.
Get the keys to the building.
Yeah. He's like going, oh, John, man, he was one of the better mechanics and stuff. He helped me learn how to rebuild the carburetor. And he mentions a bunch of stuff that John did. He's like going, but then like he started he started getting kind of sleepy about 3 months ago, and I kept telling him, I was like, John, man, you got to sleep. You got to lay off the coffee. Lay off the
So
coffee. It's keeping you awake and all.
you two were good friends. You were Bambinos. You're talking to each other every day.
Yeah. I
ever,
mean, it wasn't like we went out and
you ever mention anything at work? Because I know how we talk shop. Did he ever mention his dad?
Yeah, it was a shame. His dad, him and his dad and his mom, they got in that car accident. Killed them both and stuff. And John was always talking about how he wasn't sure he'd ever make it to 40. Because like his grandfather died in a freak accident too. He got hit by run over by a runaway horse.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
The whole family getting cut off by the Grim Reaper, huh?
Yeah, I mean, bad luck sometimes. So
I kept telling
him, I was like, oh, that you're just reading signs into where there aren't any signs.
Right. I mean, it could be worse. He could be sent overseas. Nah, he
Exactly,
had it
exactly.
easy. He was worrying about that apparently a lot lately. We've been running into people around town that says he's been causing trouble with others. Got into a little bit of a dispute.
Oh, I know. Well, I hadn't heard anything about that. I just can't imagine John getting into a dispute with anyone. He was always just.
You ever mention having a gun?
Nice
little.
John had a gun? What? Taking up hunting?
No, not a hunting gun.
No. He never mentioned having a gun and all. But I mean, hey.
So it was a secret gun.
If you say so.
I'll take that coffee now.
Oh, there you go. We percolated this like 2 days ago, so it's just perfectly aged.
My mother's is better, but I'll go and just sip my coffee innocently and whisper, yeah, the gun that he had, he wasn't telling anybody about it, but he was yapping about how how, his dad and all that stuff, but he was keeping the gun a secret.
He was
He
afraid of
wasn't.
something.
He must have. He was afraid he was gonna die next. His grandpa, then his dad, and then him. Probably something like all like the age of whatever age he is next year, he's gonna die or something, right?
Well, that's, yeah. But he's only 20, so I mean,
Well, it
obviously
was
they
like
had
a.
children before they died because otherwise they wouldn't have children. uh, I wonder. I didn't get to. I looked at the genealogy. I didn't see any Cabreras on that list of.
Sorry.
Uh, so maybe he's afraid of some sort of a congenital disease that the
Why would
birthmark
he
is
need
an
a?
indicator of.
Unless the gun was for himself. That's why he never used it either. He wasn't trying to aim it at anybody.
So you're
Maybe he just
thinking
had 5 bullets too many.
perhaps you're thinking that he was thinking about suicide, but why load the whole gun?
Maybe they just sold it to him with 6 bullets. I don't know. But if I thought I was gonna have my final destination as some kind of curse on my family, that kind of torment, maybe that could be pretty bad and drive somebody to want to end it all.
Perhaps, but there are easier ways to end one's life without spending money on a gun. Guns are
Yeah, that's true.
expensive.
But guns are a more sure way to successfully commit
It's
suicide.
it's not a very expensive gun. I could probably get 2 or 3 of these if I hit up my cousins, but like he could get one.
No.
It's not that expensive, and he had a job.
From what Mary has said, he didn't seem to have any. I'm not sure that he was depressed in any way. He did seem concerned though about this his
Yeah.
genealogy and his birthmark. We should have told Madeline and Dr. Adams to see if there's any historical precedent for people who have certain birthmarks. Like
That's ridiculous.
perhaps. Well, I mean, it's somewhat ridiculous, but there
Cut
are
it off.
diseases like hemophilia, which run in families. I'm not sure they show up as birthmarks, but
Do I remember? Was there anything like in my family, like my dad had the same birthmark or something like that, or a disease?
Uh, you do think you remember your grandfather carried it, but on your maternal side.
The birthmark.
Hmm.
So,
Scrappy, you seem to be very nervous about something.
yeah, it's the coffee. It's only my fifth cup. I get up at 5 a.m. every day to open up the boxing ring, and I gotta be honest. I got 2 days, man. 2 days, my friend. That's how long the Banks is giving me, and then old Scrappy's out in the scrapyard in the doghouse. So yeah, I'm a little jittery. I'm a little jittery. It's nothing I can't handle. Uh,
A big strappy man like you should be able to handle any difficulty. But if you ever need some assistance, you have my number. Just call. Or let me give you my card. You have my number.
all right, thanks. I'll just put it in my pocket with the
I'm
rest of the things.
I'm assuming you may have financial difficulties at some point. I've got a little money, so
How's the
what do
car
you think?
going at this point? Is the oil change done yet, or are
Yeah,
they still working
yeah,
on it?
yeah, they're good. They got it. And they're looking at it and they come up to you and they're like going, we got it all changed and all. We're a little worried about the windshield wipers. We can get those replaced if you like. You know how mechanics will always find something wrong with the vehicle.
No, I think we're okay. Uh, but you did a good job. I'll make sure that we come back if we need.
Do the best job we can here on the East Coast.
Now, I don't know how much time Madeline and Dr. Adams spent in the library compared to how much time we spent in the garage. We said we would meet them at 4 for tea. Is that what we said? How are we doing on time?
We'll say that they probably will spend a little bit more time than you did and all, but
do you want to just run by this Dr. Huntington's home and you could see if he's there?
It couldn't hurt if we have some time to spare.
Did John have a work locker by any chance?
No.
Okay.
He would have cleaned it out when they threw him out there.
It depends on how much time we have, but yeah, I mean, we could make a quick call, perhaps. I assume we can find the address of his home and also of what day is it, a weekday or a weekend today?
It's Friday.
Okay, so he might be at work wherever he works. But
did we ever find out what kind of doctor he is?
An Egyptologist.
Like an archaeologist kind of guy.
Oh, okay. Well, then he should be working probably at the university, the nearby university. We could go and inquire.
Perhaps, if there's a museum.
We could inquire, yeah. We could inquire at these places to see if he's an employee.
And remember on the telegram that Mary had, it did have his home address on it.
Okay. Let's swing
We're
by
gonna drive by his place and see.
Okay. So if you drive by, you see a two-story house. It's got a large chimney in it, and it looks very quaint.
Let's park the car, get out, knock on the front door.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Any cars in the driveway or anything?
There is no cars in the driveway, but there is like a little garage in the back.
Garage in the back.
I'll just keep a lookout.
Okay. Right. So, are you staying in the car then there, Scraps?
Yeah. You talk to the old doctor or whatever. I'm gonna make sure there's no shady individuals watching the house.
Okay. All right.
You're the shady individual.
Yeah, well.
Okay. So, Jacob and Dr. Constantine, give me the Into the Darkness copyrighted smell hidden. So a spot hidden there.
Smell hidden. I got a 14.
Not me.
What'd you get?
I got a fail.
Okay. All right. So when you kind of start going up there, once you smell death, you kind of know the smell of meat going, a body going bad.
I have kind of an immunity to dead bodies because I've done a lot of research, but I think I can smell that sort of smell.
What?
I wonder.
I don't smell anything.
I don't have any answer at the door. I'm going to go to the windows and see if I can see through the curtains.
Okay. So you kind of look through the curtains and you go around. You look through one and you see this statue. It looks like a triple-headed woman. It's made out of black onyx. And you can give me a sanity roll there.
I think that is no, I got a 16, so I'm cool on sanity. No. But I recognize it from Greek mythology, the triple-headed goddess Hecate.
Yeah. And why it almost looked like, have you ever, we've all seen those artwork that wherever you go, they look like they're looking at you. And so like that, you got that just uncanny feeling that the statue was following you.
There's a statue. It's quite remarkably well done.
Where?
Yeah, see here. It's the goddess, the crone, the woman, the maiden. It's the goddess of magic in ancient Greek mythology, I think.
Well, he is an Egyptologist.
Yeah, there's
I
a
take
great
look
deal
at
of
it as well.
crossover because, the Greeks ruled Egypt for a while. Cleopatra, that's a Greek name. That's not an Egyptian name. He says, I think she was supposedly a strawberry blonde as well, which is not like they sometimes show her with the black hair. I definitely can smell something. I'm wondering if we shouldn't call the police. The doctor may have passed away. With my excellent winekeeper's nose, I'd say 3 days ago. No, I can't do that. But,
Okay.
maybe
we should knock on the door first, and if nobody answers.
Well, we did. We did. We knocked on the
did.
door.
Yeah.
No answer. We can try the door. Not everybody locks their doors. I will try to open the door.
Okay.
We're at the back door.
The door is unlocked.
It's opened. Hello? I'll open the door. Is the smell suddenly stronger?
Yes, it is. And,
So I can smell it now too.
Yeah. Let's
horrible.
Take out my handkerchief and let's go inside. We're not the robbers. Maybe
don't
leave
any fingerprints either way. So we don't. If he's dead, I don't want to get blamed for this.
Let's go inside. I can't smoke my pipe and cover my face at the same time.
Yeah, so just looking around. If you follow the smell, we can probably find what we're looking for.
So Scrap sees us go into the house.
Okay. All right. Okay, so and you said you were going through the back door?
I think we're going through the back door.
Okay. So when you go into the back door, you see it enters into the kitchen, and you see, it's got like the informal kitchen table there, but one of the chairs is kind of knocked over and scooted away from the table.
He may have had a heart attack and thus fallen over. We're going to go slowly, carefully. If I hear flies, or do we see the statue now closer up?
Oh, so you want to head it? That'll be in the office is where. So if you go into there, as soon as you open the door, to the office, you can tell this is where the smell of the dead comes from. So. In here, there's a desk. There's the statue. There's two armchairs across the back of one of the armchairs is a jacket, and you can see on the other side of the desk, kind of where the desk chair would be, you see a man laying there. The front half of his head is completely gone, like sheared straight off, and you can see like. This larva crawling around in the brain and everything. And both of you can give me a sanity for that.
I guess.
Well, I think that I am immune.
Yeah,
I passed.
Okay, all right.
I'm immune to sanity.
Okay, from dead bodies.
Yes, something horrible has happened here. We need to call the police.
I think you're right.
Tell them that we came in to check on our friend and he's been murdered.
I'd
It
like
looks
to
like a knife, a sword or something.
Could we get
He's
like
cut.
a first aid roll or something like that to maybe see if
Yep.
we can figure out anything about how he died?
You
Of
won't be able to
course.
put him back together.
But
Yeah.
yes, yeah. So the corpse. There we go. Okay, yeah, give me a roll.
Oh, that's a fail.
Okay. All right.
Uh, I
So
actually
when
got a
you're
21 on medicine, and I've got 21 in medicine.
nice. Okay, so we'll say you're both kind of looking at it, and Jacob, when you're kind of messing with it, one of the like larvae, they're kind of like these black bloated larvae. It jumps and it bites your finger. That's what will happen because you fell. And it's got this row of like jagged teeth, and it kind of sinks down into your finger, and it hurts really bad. But like just 1 point of damage from it, and all, and it's almost like gnawing at your finger now.
I
Classic.
I immediately grab Jacob and pull him away from the proximity, and I says, I don't know what that is. Some sort of tropical bug that's infected him. There
I
are some
immediately
serious.
go, yeah, I immediately go to the kitchen sink and I try to turn it on to see if the water's running and I start to try to wash it out.
Okay, yeah.
I
I'll
say,
go to the
Doc,
phone.
yeah, doctor, can you do anything about this? Any maybe first aid on my finger?
I can first aid you, but yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where's my first aid? Yeah, I got 37 out of 50. So yeah, I clean it and patch it up, but I get on the phone to the police.
Okay, all right.
Is that a
Police.
hit point back mechanically if he
Yeah.
so he stops the bleeding pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it didn't like shear off your feet. It's more like, like the cat's really mad at you. They really can bite down pretty hard and stuff like that. But it's
But
not
keep
gonna
a
be
monitor on yourself. If you feel any strange symptoms, uh, we will have to
Doctor,
find a.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
You're the expert. You're an expert on this. Have you seen anything, any maggot or whatever that thing is that bit me? Do you know what that is?
Well, I spent a great deal of time in the tropics, in the Brazil and in Bolivia, and part of my studies was on insect infestation of various diseases and so forth. I've never seen anything quite like this, but when you've been to the jungle, there
But
are
we're not
there
in the
are also
jungle. We're in New
specific.
England. Is there anything like
No,
this to New England?
it would have most definitely been something that was imported from another place, not something native to this area. No, not even botflies are this aggressive. But let me call the police.
okay, so you do that. So let's go over to see what Madeline and Dr. Adams
Oh,
are doing.
Okay.
could I could
Oh
I
yeah, well,
while we're waiting for the cops and that, just see outside if there was like a sign of forced entry at all, since I'm like watching the house? Like, was there a window broken anywhere?
no, there wasn't. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay. All right. So Madeline and Dr. Adams, you finish up. It's probably, we'll say it's about an hour from the time you were supposed to meet the guys at that restaurant. What would you like to do?
So it's an hour past when we were supposed to
No,
meet them.
an hour until.
Oh, until.
Yeah.
Dr. Adams, would you want to go back and see if Mary can uncover these genealogy books? We need to find some more information about this Williamson family.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. We need
Yeah,
to.
we have some time.
Yeah, of course. So let's go. Let's go to
Yes.
see Mary and we ask her for that. Maybe he put some light over this mystery. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right, so you guys are headed back to Mary's house and stuff. When you get there, she's of course she goes, "Oh, well, we could look check down in John's room again. He didn't have any up here, but you know,
Yes, it's awfully strange. He must have had them for quite a while if they're overdue.
oh yeah." So she goes down, and you guys look around, and they're on the bookshelf that I can't remember who searched the bookshelf but felt the roll. So yeah. So,
Okay,
oh, here they are. They were right next to Tom Sawyer.
of course. Oh, Dr. Adams, here are the books. Okay, we're not sure exactly what we're looking for, but are there any pages that are dog-eared or anything in the books?
Uh, yes, yeah. So it's kind of flipped through. I mean, like I don't imagine genealogy books were checked out a lot, so you could probably tell where he was kind of flipping around. There is one that is dog-eared. I'm gonna get back to my timeline so I don't give you a bad dates and stuff. There it is. All right, so you kind of see him there. He's got a couple things circled. You can going back, and you do see in there Williamson's name. It's a Franz Williamson, and it is from 1663.
Oh. Does it say origin?
Uh, in the New York area, but back then wasn't much of a New York all.
Okay.
And looks like obviously he's done a lot of research and everything there, so it's not just like this nice clean thing, but he did a lot of the research for you already.
Okay. If I turn the books and shake them, are there any leaflets or anything that fall out?
No.
No. Well, Franz Williamson, 1663. Why is this name important?
I don't know.
Mary doesn't know any Williamsons. Not sure where we should go with this. These are the only genealogy books that the library has.
I suppose
That's the only
that's a
information, though. The name and the year.
What was that? Sorry.
That's the only information, though, that's available, the name and the year.
Yeah, there's lots of names in it, but that's
The only important one. Okay.
yeah.
Well, I
I
wonder.
suppose that's a common name, right?
Yes, the spelling, I'm sure, has been deviated from then, but yes, Williamson is a very common name. I don't understand why so far back, and what does this have to do with anything? I wonder if this Robert Willimore would know. He's supposed to be interested in genealogy. Maybe this is how they got connected, him and John. John's looking for genealogy on the Williamsons, and maybe he heard Robert Willimore was into genealogy, and they connected that way and started talking about this Williamson family tree.
Yeah, yes, that makes sense.
And that's the only thing I can think. But this Dr. Krantz is also very interesting. We're going to have to make a little trip, I think, because apparently, him being a psychologist, was John visiting him for consultations?
But yeah, that's the only thing I can imagine. But why?
Well,
For
Mary said he
it's
wasn't
it,
sleeping well. Maybe, his dreams and his lack of sleep, and he felt he needed to see someone.
yeah, that makes sense, of course. But it's all related to To the birthmark?
Yes, I'm not sure. Everything does seem to point back to that birthmark, but now we've got this Robert Willimore with the Zoological Society. We have this Dr. Huntington into Egyptian things. We have a psychologist in the mix. It's very convoluted.
Yeah. It seems it seems that story is nearer to your expertise area than
Oh,
to
yes.
mine.
I certainly hope to be able to connect more of these dots because I feel my readers are going to love this story.
Yeah, I'm sure. But it's hard for me to believe in such things, you know.
Well, maybe the others, when we meet with them, maybe they found out something that'll shed some light on the situation.
Probably, I think we should go to meet them as
Yes,
soon as possible and put what we have discovered in common with them.
yes. I also feel that we've kind of hit a brick wall, so to speak, and maybe we'll know better which direction we should follow based on what they've found.
Yeah, you're right. I'm feeling lost with all of that
Mm,
data. But I think we are doing well. Even at the moment we don't know what's happening around. I think we are getting closer.
yes, and I feel so sorry for poor Mary. She's just distraught, and she has no idea about all this stuff that's
Yeah,
going
that's
on.
that's strange that she does not know nothing about it. I mean, uh, I thought at least in the past they had a good relationship. Uh, they talk about everything, and it
Mm.
seems like suddenly a big secret came and she just know nothing about it. It's strange. It's not the relationship I remember with them.
Now,
They
did you
were,
ever meet Jennifer, John's girlfriend?
yeah.
Do you think that he would have confided in her? I mean, it wasn't that long before, just a few years ago they broke up. Do you think he would have confided in her about any misgivings that he may have had or questions
Oh,
about his ancestry?
I don't know, but that's a good question.
Yes, maybe we should talk to her as well.
Yes, he's in where in Brooklyn?
Oh, she went to Brooklyn? Well, if we have to go to New York, we have to go to New York,
Yeah,
my dear.
yeah. That's interesting. We should talk with her. I'm sure that's a good idea. Then I think we now should go to meet our partners.
Yes, I do want me some tea and cake.
Yeah,
All right. So we'll come back over to the three at Dr. Huntington's place. So you contacted the police department. A detective, Jack
Oh,
Smith.
I'm sorry.
Is
I'm sorry. Just
yes.
really quick, because it will take some time before the
Oh
police
yeah.
arrive, between the call was made. I did want to look through the desk, uh,
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
before the
Okay.
police arrive.
Yeah.
And I think that I will grab a sheet and throw it over the body
Okay. All right. So you
oh, so the bugs can't jump on us.
okay. So that's understandable. Okay. All right. So looking through the desk has piles of papers and numerous bound manuscripts uh, and everything. So you can give me either a spot hidden or a library use.
It's going to be spot hidden.
All right.
I finally passed a roll. Yeah, that's a success.
Okay, so you as you're kind of going, you see a folder, and it grabs your attention because it says R. Willamore on it. And inside, I assume you look inside of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
There are you see family tree drafts of family trees and all, and then you do see that Mary and John Cobbler are on one of the family tree, and there's also this map. So that map there isn't there.
Williamson.
Zoo.
Interesting. Oh, that's the New York Zoological Park.
Mm-hmm.
It's a map of the park. So this is a map uh, of the New York Zoological Park, and it circles a particular area called Williamson, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, very strange.
Looks
Maybe
like a
that's
cave.
where he was going to meet somebody named Williamson.
Yeah, if those
My
little things
friends.
on the map are cliffs, maybe it's a cave.
I suggest we keep this to ourselves. Normally, under normal circumstances, I would hand this over to the police. However, in this case, this is going to help us locate John Cobbler, which is our goal, and the police have been completely useless when it comes
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
that.
maybe
Why
you'll
should we
I
keep this
agree.
to
That's part
ourselves?
of our investigation.
Mhm. Yes.
And
Even though
yes,
technically we're tampering with evidence and it's illegal, but the greater good and all. So
it's not
I would
evidence of
never
this
do
case.
I would never do anything
Yeah.
illegal.
yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't, old scraps.
Price,
So-
smell.
Also, you guys might have missed it. There is a jack. There's those two like armchairs in here. One of them does have a jacket kind of thrown over the back of it.
Check
I'll,
to
like,
see if
cover
there's
my
tickets or
visible-
anything in the pockets.
Yeah, I'll search the pockets.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
it's an auto success if you check the pockets because that's exactly where it is. So
I got an
checking
extreme
the
again
check.
if it helps.
Yeah, wow.
I
So
know.
I'll say with the extreme, you notice that on the label inside the jacket, there's a name tag, John C. And in the John C. And in the pocket there is this piece of paper.
It's Mr.
That's
Cobbler's
beautiful.
jacket and a storage receipt.
A storage receipt G23043. Property taken to storage will be at owner's risk.
One item on July
10th.
10th. That was 4 days
Is that a
after
one
he visited
pieces
the
or-
zoo. One piece.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So he
Is there-
brought one thing from the zoo and put it in storage.
Is there an address for the storage place?
There's not.
Looks like a locker storage of some sort.
I wonder if this is for here in Greenwich or if that's in New York.
Could be anywhere. Well, the police will be here soon. We'll just tell them we came looking for our friend and we found the body, but to be careful of the bugs because they are quite aggressive, meat-eating insects.
Yeah, that's how it happens with the dead bodies.
It's a good guess. You said a cave. There are many meat-eating insects that live in caves.
Yeah.
Carrion insects.
Kind of like
Right,
to
so-
take a closer look at the statue.
Okay. Yeah, you get a closer look. It's made out of onyx. Like I said, it's
Black.
it's a black, and it does give you that feeling that it's watching you, but after a bit you realize that it's just
Yeah.
well done with the
Too much
artwork.
coffee.
Oh,
is what it-
yeah, too
Does
much
it-
coffee. Oh.
Does it look ancient or modern?
Does it look expensive?
It does look very expensive. Yeah, you know, make a praise for that. For ancient, yeah, it does look like it's definitely older.
Definitely old.
Did it again. Hard success.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, it looks extremely
So,
valuable.
so the deceased is clearly he didn't do that to himself. St. Michael
No,
bless him,
somebody's
but he wasn't robbed, and there's no sign that anyone broke their way in.
somebody
So
he let in.
John's
But
jacket's here. That doesn't look good for John.
let's let the jacket the detectives when they arrive.
John knew the guy. He might have opened the door for him, and John killed him. And then John flees.
Don't know that John could have done this. He's
Well, he's a
just
weak guy,
practically a
and
boy.
You have
I mean,
quite an imagination there, Scraps.
I'm not gonna go looking at the body. I'm just going off what you told me. But I read the papers. I know about all the kind of crazy stuff that goes around. But I never heard of someone's face. What even kind of weapon would do that? I've seen so many kinds of different ways you can die, and that ain't one of them. Unless you got a guillotine dropped on you.
Even that would have not done the way, would not cut so easily through all the bone.
Maybe a saber, but you'd have to be a strong man.
Would have to be an extremely sharp saber, unless it's not what it appears to be, unless he was killed and then it was removed afterwards.
Aren't you a
Surgically.
doctor? Are you no surgeon?
Well, I'm a biologist. I'm not a medical doctor, but
I'm sure we'll read all about it in the newspapers.
And the insects we don't know.
You get one of those insects for tests. You see what it is?
They're quite vicious.
Stay away from them.
Okay.
Trust me.
Right. So about that time, this man shows up. He's wearing a fedora, and he and then he goes, "Police."
Yes, please. And we give him our story, our friend.
Yeah.
We came to
The door
check
was
on him.
unlocked. We came in. We smelled something.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And we didn't expect this.
Yeah. When he sees it, he kind of steps back and says, "Oh my God." He's like, then he asks, "Yeah, where are you staying in town? If I needed to contact you again."
Yes. And well, you know what? There's no reason to lie. We're helping a friend to investigate the missing brother. We're staying at Mary Cobbler's
Cobbler.
house.
Yeah.
Cobbler. I give him my card. You know, we're very professional.
Right.
We don't want trouble with the police.
Mm-hmm.
I think, though, something that Scrappy said, I would like to get a sample of one of the insects. Perhaps I can go to university and get an entomologist to identify the insect.
Okay.
But in a jar or something, you know.
Yeah. All right. I would say that'll be a dex roll to catch it
Okay.
without it biting you.
Oh. Oh God, my deck's 20. Yeah, I failed.
I've got an 85. I could try.
Okay.
I'm very good with
Sure.
my hand.
Prestidigitation hands.
Yeah. All right. Why don't you try that, Jacob?
All right, I made my deck. I made my dex roll.
Yeah. Now that you know to expect it, you kind of you grab it and drop it into the jar, and it gets sealed, and it keeps like lunging at the jar, at the walls of the jar.
Things
That's
angry
very
than a hornet.
aggressive. Yeah. We shall get it to the entomology department.
Right. So we'll say, obviously you talked to the detective for a little while and stuff, but then we'll say that you guys I assume you're going to go meet up with Madeline and
Yes.
Dr. Adams. Okay,
Yes.
yes. Get us all back together. Excellent.
Yeah, we'll all
So
get together
we
and
compare notes.
share
They know everything we know. We know everything.
share all of our
Save time.
information.
Exactly.
And it
Yeah.
leaped off of the body and attacked Haas, Jacob, and bit his little finger. You see, we put the
Right here.
bandage on it.
See? You see where it bit me?
Oh, it looks quite swollen.
Is it swelling up? My goodness.
Doesn't look a normal size.
We might have to cut the whole hand off.
Oh dear.
Order the steak. Put a steak on it.
It is a nasty looking little thing, though. She pokes the jar. Yes, I can't believe all the things that we found, but I just don't know heads or tails where we should start.
I think if we put our notes together, you can tell us about your what you found on Willamore and the memorial, and then we can show you the map that we found as well.
Yeah.
So if you put those two things together,
Oh, yes.
that's some good.
Willamore, he seems to be, I don't know what kind of person. He is into genealogy, though, so maybe that's the connection to John. I'm not sure, but the whole Zoological Society donations and whatnot, and his connections to genealogy don't seem to mesh to me. And then this Williamson, we found the genealogy books back at Mary's house that John had not returned to the library. And this name, Franz Williamson, came up again, but it's from 1663, and that's all that we could find. We know absolutely nothing about this Williamson person.
Did you try to find information on him in the library? Or you
Well,
haven't had time, right?
the librarian said those are the only genealogy books that they have.
Okay. So you went to the library first, and then you went back to Mary's and you found the genealogy books.
Correct, yes.
And then that's where you found out about Franz Williamson.
Right.
Right. So the library might have a little more information on him specifically, perhaps, if he was a famous person.
I'm not sure. It's so very old.
It
Yeah.
may be that you'd find more information at a university library than in a common public library.
Yes, and that's where that Dr. Huntington used to work. He retired from there.
Perhaps when we go to New York City, they have much better libraries in New York City than they have here in Greenwich. So
True.
perhaps that'll
Well,
be
not
maybe
only
the first
that,
stop
but
when we head there.
why did the name Williamson come up on the Zoological Society map? Why is that on there?
It's a meeting place. He was
I don't know.
meeting.
A meeting, or maybe he paid for that part of the park, or
Or is
What is-
Williamson buried there?
Yeah, it's a random spot in the woods.
well, that would be odd because
Well, this whole situation is quite odd.
unless that we could do the history on the park. Perhaps there was a cemetery there before.
We did
Just-
have one lead, though, that's still within this state. That Krantz on the pin that we found, he's a psychologist in Hartford. I'm wondering if maybe John pilfered the pin while he was at his office. Maybe he was seeing him.
Yes.
Okay.
We
That
could
would be-
we could swing by Hart. I don't think we have much. Well, it's somewhere. How long is it to Hartford? How long a drive is that from Greenwich
Oh.
to Hartford?
Oof.
It's July, so
we'll
it's
say an hour.
okay. It's July. The days are long,
Oh, yeah.
in July. So the sun doesn't go down until like 8 or 9 or so. This time of year. So we're meeting at 4. So we still have about 4 or 5 hours of daylight. If we could make a trip up to Hartford today, perhaps call on this Dr. Krantz.
Well, we want to call ahead because he might
Yeah.
have a business going on or clients,
Sure.
or he might be on vacation in
Yeah,
Miami.
because if he's not there, then we wasted 2 hours.
Or he could be like Dr. Huntington.
Oh,
Just
God
half the
forbid.
man that he once
God
was.
forbid.
An open mind.
All right. Well, let me pick up a phone and try to try to find Dr. Krantz's information. And
All right.
see
Okay,
if I
and we'll do that after a quick little break.
Okay.
So we'll take our little.
And a thought occurs, John picked up a single item that he was supposed to deliver, and then instead he put a single item in storage, first rate, so he paid an extra. That's suspicious.
Let's take a
Anyway.
break first, and then we'll
Yeah.
discuss.
All right.
So you guys were all discussing what your next thing would be. And Jacob, you were going to try and call Dr. Craze.
Yeah, Dr. Cranes. We've got a lot of daylight left today, being summertime. So let's see if he's in, and maybe we get a phone call. We may not have to drive up there if we can just do a phone call.
Yeah.
Is there, before I make the call, I want to put this out to everybody. Are there any specific questions that any of you want me to ask him, other than,
Well,
he's
Does he know these other people?
He's most likely going to have that client privilege.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he might not be able to tell you much. But
If I met him face to face, I could smooth him over. I can be very persuasive and charming.
Well, he probably could say how long he's been seeing him, if in fact he was a patient.
You tell him that he's missing and that we're trying to find him.
We're investigating his disappearance. Yes. Okay. So anyway, I call the operator and I try to get in touch. I guess it's before 5 o'clock, so I'll probably try the office first, and then failing that, the home.
Okay.
Places like New York will have phone books too. So
he's actually not in New York. He's in Hartford, Connecticut.
You probably have them too.
Yeah. So you get a hold of the office, and Dr. Kranz, he comes on the line. He's like going, yes, this is Dr. Kranz. I understood you were wishing to speak to me. Is this an emergency?
It kind of is, sir. I'm inquiring about what I believe is one of your former either current or former patients, a John Cobbler. Has he been a patient of yours?
He is. He is currently a patient. I'm supposed to be coming down to see him tomorrow, actually.
Oh, you're coming down here
yes.
Greenwich to see him?
Yes, I like to come down there. The church there in Greenwich is an old family church. I like to still go there. It connects me to my ancestors.
My name is Jacob Haas, and I'm a friend of Mary Cobbler, John's sister. I don't know if you know her.
Yeah, I've met her at church many times.
She has contacted me and some other friends to investigate John's disappearance. Nobody here has seen him for 6 days. I wanted to ask you if you have seen him in the past 6 days or heard from him.
I had not. Yeah, she had called and asked if John was here, and I told her he wasn't. I didn't query further why she would have thought that, but no, I haven't seen him. Oh my! He was having trouble sleeping.
Yes, that's what Mary said too. Is there anything that you can tell us that could help us with our investigation? We're really trying hard to find him. Is there anything strange that he might have said or indicating that anything you can tell us at all?
Well, I told him to start keeping a dream diary. It might help him with you know dealing with the issues because like you know how you've had dreams sure where immediately after you wake up they seem horrible, but as the day goes by and you think about it, you realize how ridiculous they are. And I
Yeah.
thought maybe by recommending he keep a dream diary, he could kind of make that he was having that inability to make that jump that, oh, this is silly. Why would this bother me? Of course that makes no sense. The mind does interesting things while we're asleep and all. Wonders.
Yes. That makes a lot of sense. I wanted to ask you, this may sound like a strange question. Did you have a pen go missing anytime recently?
I Well, not missing. I gave it to
Oh, you
John.
gave it
That
to him.
Yeah, I,
Okay.
I gave it to him. He admired it, and he was kind of fidgety and he was messing with it. It was quite worn. It was a gift from
Okay.
a friend of mine when we were in college together. But I thought it might help, so I gave that to him.
Okay. Could you hold on just 1 second, Doctor? And I turn and I look to the other members of my group, and I kind of hold my hand over the phone, and I say the Dr. Krantz is very accommodating when it comes to answering questions. Would any of you like to ask anything? Any
Yeah.
questions for me?
If you gave John the pen yourself, why did we find it hidden under his mattress like he was ashamed of it?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Dr. Krantz, we were wondering why the reason we found out about you is because we found the pen under his mattress because we were looking for clues. And
Mm.
I was wondering with you as his psychologist, if you might have some reason why you think he might hide the pen under his mattress.
Uh, well, John said that's where he kept his dream diary. I assume maybe he just was keeping them together.
Yeah, and the
We
diary's
didn't
missing.
find the dream diary.
Oh well, all I can tell you is what John told me where he was keeping it. I've never been to his house, so
What
He
kind of
told you
dreams?
he told you he was keeping the dream diary under his mattress?
yeah, yes, he did. I told him that he should keep it near his bed, and he might have taken me a little bit more literally than I intended. I kind of meant his nightstand, but
Oh, the nightstand. Hmm.
that way you could quickly write on it when you woke up.
Maybe the dream diary is there and we just didn't see it. Maybe it's
We could do
slipped
one. We
under
could
the
do
bed.
another once over before we leave. Well, are there any other questions from anybody?
Did
Okay.
he ever talk about the zoo?
Yeah. Did he ever talk about the zoo or animals or anything like that?
Uh, no, no, no. He never took him for an animal lover.
Did you know he had a gun?
Oh,
I just hand the phone
yeah,
over
yeah, it's old
crap
school.
at this
Just
point.
yelling at
This is
the
my
speaker.
friend.
Yeah, yeah, I have a
Yeah.
gun.
I pass
Uh,
the phone
He had a
over.
gun. He had a gun.
uh, I, I didn't, but I mean, like I said, I was helping him with his sleep deprivation.
Did he talk about his ancestry, concerns about maybe um, what happened to his father and grandfather?
I hate to go into what we all talked about, but since he's missing and you're looking for him, he was concerned about his family and all. I mean,
Was he taking any pharmaceuticals?
if he was, they were not prescribed by me.
Well, I talked to Mary, and she told me what was bothering John was that he has a birthmark just like his father and grandfather, and they all ended up dead or something. So he thought he was next. He never mentioned that to you?
Again, I don't want to reveal too much about what we talked about. That it was a private conversation, but he was concerned about his his genealogical and his father, grandfather dying and stuff. But it was on his mind. I never thought he was suicidal. I'll tell you that. So, so but,
Well, thank you very much, Doctor. You've
yeah,
been
yeah.
very helpful.
If I can think of anything else, I'll call Mary and have
Yeah.
her pass you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Doesn't seem suicidal, doesn't seem depressed, but he's anxious and has a way out.
I'm still very disturbed by the murder of Dr. Huntington that we discovered this afternoon, and the fact that Huntington and John were linked to each other. If somebody murdered Dr. Huntington and he and John were connected somehow, maybe that's why he bought the gun. Maybe the gun was protection from
But
who eventually.
The only
it doesn't
reason why
make a
you
lot
would
of
buy a
sense.
gun.
He left the gun. If he fled and there was someone killing people in extreme ways and he knew about it, he would want his gun.
Well, the big problem is his jacket was on that chair in the same room that Dr. Huntington was murdered. The police are going to see that and think that John may be the killer.
But if you're the killer, why would you leave your jacket?
Yeah, and your
He's
gun.
a young man. He could have seen what he did. Maybe he lost his head and just flew out of the house.
Yeah, like trench madness. Like he stayed up too many nights and then he, loses his mind.
He was
Yes,
having
who knows what happened there? Who
he was
knows?
having difficulty with sleeping, but sleeping at night, not sleeping on the job, apparently. Uh, I've heard I've heard rumors of studies done on sleep deprivation, where people after about a week or so go stark raving mad if they don't get to sleep. But he was falling asleep in the daytime. Uh,
Yeah.
and nobody's indicated at all that he had any kind of uh, mental illness beforehand or manic behavior. The mechanic said that he was a good mechanic. So what happened, 3 months ago that changed everything? Did
I'd
he
like to
go
get a hold of this.
somewhere?
I'd
Oh, I
like to
did
get
have
a
a
hold of this
question.
dream diary.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
maybe it slipped behind the bed.
Maybe that's what he has in the storage. The storage receipt might be. I don't know.
Yeah,
Wonder,
so I had
you know
a
what?
question about that. The telegram, the one that says to bring the item to the office of RW, does that have a date on it?
Uh,
Because I don't see a date on the actual handout.
Okay. Mary knows what day that showed up, so let me get that for you, so I can.
Because we got July 6th and then July 10th. So if the telegram was sent before, that means he definitely went and got that item. And logically, that's also the item that's in storage. That if that's his dream journal, then okay, but
He
that's a
received that. He got that telegram on the 9th of July.
so after he went to the zoo and before he deposited the item. So
But
he picked up the item and deposited it,
if
but
you
not to the
think
right place.
if you
He was
think the
supposed
dream journal is in storage, though I don't know why, you wouldn't go very far. Maybe there's a storage place right around his house
And he was supposed
where
to
he'd be most likely to go.
he was supposed to deliver the item to the office of RW, not a storage warehouse. So why did he even deposit anything in the first place? We should
I
Let's
really
do-
don't
Okay,
think his dream diary would be in storage.
No.
He was
We can
keeping the
check-
pen and the gun under his bed.
It-
Obviously, the book would still be there too. Someone must have pilfered it.
we can
We
check
should
every
check the-
storage place in town.
We should check the train station too. If you're going to
Let's-
put something in, you do it when
Yeah,
you're
they
there.
keep storage of like lockers at train stations. Let's do a once over of the house of the office, specifically in the house, to see if we missed anything. Perhaps maybe the dream diary is still there at the Cobbler house, but we just missed it.
Okay. You don't find it.
Okay.
Okay.
So we probably waste an hour or so.
Yeah.
We're pretty much done for the day, probably at this point.
Wait, that was very easy. We go to all the lockers in town. Do we find anything? Yeah, it's probably getting close to close of day where we're going to ourselves fall asleep.
Are we headed to New York tomorrow? Because
We get up early. We'll get up early and go.
if we're headed to New York, we could check the train station on the way out and see
That's
if
true.
there's storage there, and then we just move on to New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's got cars?
Unless you want me,
car, right?
unless you want to drive to New York. That's about the 4-hour drive. I don't know if it is or not. We're in Connecticut.
I could
Yeah.
drive part of the way. I don't mind.
Well, my car will fit us all.
Okay.
Oh, wait, not 4 hours.
Yeah. It's probably not 4 hours. I'm thinking of Boston to New York.
Scraps, are those dates? Are those like July dates, 6, 9, 10?
Thursday, July, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was mistaken. The telegram was on 10 July. I looked at the wrong date. So the telegram was
Okay.
on 10 July also.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I mean that's kind of still the same idea.
So
anyway.
it is the 15th. It's going to be the 16th tomorrow. We
mhm.
know that John did his zoo visit, and we found the train ticket for July 6th. 3 days later, on the 9th, there was a telegram about RW requesting the item. RW is Robert Willermere.
Yeah.
Then
And the
stored-
telegram was on the 10th. I was wrong when I said the 9th. Telegram was on the 10th, so 4 days later. Same day as the storage receipt.
Yeah. Did we get any information on how long Huntington had been dead?
How'd you do on your medicine roll there? You just
Uh,
yeah, I know you failed.
Dr.
Did Dr. Constantine Tino Tino passed?
Yeah, but
Yeah. If I did a medical exam, I got an 06. So
okay.
So
So
Okay.
from
looking,
lividity and from blood to accumulation. Yeah.
yeah, he's been dead 5 days.
5 days, so that would be
That's-
July 10th also. So a lot of stuff was going on July 10th.
The day John fled.
So the 9th is the last day we saw John. And
Yeah.
then there was a lot of stuff going on the 10th. He probably headed to New York shortly after.
And the thought is the map with the Williams name circled on it, he got it from the zoo, right? He went to the zoo on the 6th. So he got some kind of information about Williams, circled that on the map himself on some day no earlier than the 6th.
It's probably a cemetery. There might be a cemetery on the grounds. I don't
Yeah,
know.
if we're
Well,
dealing with dead people, maybe he didn't deliver the item because Williams is dead.
It might have been a cemetery that they covered up when they built the Zoological Society.
He seems to
Or-
think
or-
Franz Williamson is buried there, is what the map
Yeah,
indicate.
the telegram says office of RW. That could be code for grave site of RW, right? It
And
could.
I have a sneaking suspicion that Willamore knows all about this little burial ground there.
Well, I love the
The thing
zoo.
is,
So
what's happened
let's
to our boy? That's what we're looking for.
Yes.
It
skipped
almost
town.
feels like he's on the run.
Yeah. He's on a train
Well,
somewhere.
maybe he forgot the gun. I don't know. Where's the nearest university to where we are right now? Connecticut University? I don't know.
UConn, yeah, probably. University of Connecticut. The Huskies.
Before I go home and go to bed, I'm going to make a call. I'm going to see if I can locate their entomologist and take him the specimen and see if he can identify it. It might take him some days, but I'll
Yeah. Okay.
give him a place where he can contact me.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, he'll
Actually, Yale University is in Connecticut too. It's in New Haven. So that's the
I
top
think that it's pronounced Yale. But,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We'll meet. What time do you want to get them together in the morning? Early, 7:00. That'll get us there before noon.
Yeah, we can. I think the cobblers will probably provide breakfast for us. Maybe, I don't know. If not, we can just go out and we can find a dive someplace where we can have breakfast, and then we can.
Yes, we can start early and stop along the way if we get hungry.
Right.
Yes, of course.
A quick question: the map of the zoo, was that like a new printed map? That's not like an old crusty map, is it?
No, it wasn't.
Right. Okay. Makes sense.
Okay. Let's all go to sleep.
See you in the morning.
So, Doctor, you guys here going? You're going back to your. Where's everyone sleeping? I guess is what I should ask. Where are people sleeping?
I sleep in my
guess
boxing gym.
I
We
have my
don't
own
live
room.
here,
Barry
right?
said
So
that I could have my own room.
Yeah,
we're all
Madeline's
out of
sleeping in the
town.
Cobbler house.
yeah, we'll stay there. I guess the Cobbler house.
Okay.
I'll stay there as well.
Let's sleep in the basement.
Like I said, I'm gonna run to the university and back to.
I have like a real
we
hard
could have the two
time.
professors share a room and all bunk up with Scraps, I guess.
All right, so
all night. I'm gonna be up
Okay.
all night. I don't
You'll
sleep
be-
very good.
all right, so Madeline's got her own room. Dr. Adams and the two doctors are going to bunk together, and Jacob and old Scraps.
You can try. I hope I don't keep you up.
Now, did I hear someone say they were going to sleep in the basement?
I mean, I can go sleep in the basement if it's more convenient for you, sir, because I know you need your booty sleep and everything, but I got at least like 2 more hours of pacing to do.
I do have to maintain my handsome good looks. I mean, it's part of my profession.
Yeah, if I try to go to sleep too early,
It's up
The
to you. Do what
history.
you want. If you want to sleep here, sleep here. If you want to sleep in the basement, sleep in the basement. I was thinking of something, Scraps. Poor John was having nightmares every night he
Yeah.
slept here. I hope it's not contagious.
Yeah, I have a very similar feeling. And just because we're alone, like we're in that room, I'll like tell you and I'll like share some of my whiskey because I saw that show you did and it was very impressive. And I know some of the people from the show and they're good people. So I'll tell you, I'll just show you the birthmark that I have.
Oh, the
and it
birthmark.
is-
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, it ain't a tattoo either. And I even don't tell the others because I don't know what this
Oh.
means, but I even talked to Mary and she said it's the same exact one that John and his dad has. And I don't know that they might be kind of like my cousins or something, but I don't think so.
Thank you for sharing that with me. You know what? Don't go down to the basement. Just stay here tonight. But yeah, that is
It's got me a
very
little worried.
Yeah, I don't blame you for feeling uneasy about that, but I'm sure it's nothing,
Yeah, you're right. I'll room with you. We'll see if I have any night terrors.
All right, everyone, give me a listen.
Oh, good. I'm amazing. I rolled one off of a hard, so I'll spend one.
Okay.
Fail.
Fail.
Regular.
I'm a heavy sleeper.
Good. And Dr.
Regular.
Adams, how'd you do? Got you, Jacob?
Fail.
Failed. Okay, well, it makes sense. The two that were up talking, they were the ones that heard something. So everyone else was actually getting some sleep. Okay, so
Drunk.
you hear the door in the basement. You hear it close.
Okay.
Did you hear that, Scraps?
Yeah, we both heard that, right? I get
Yeah,
my
we
gun out
both
of my
definitely
sock.
heard Well, let's put on enough clothes to qualify as being decent, maybe, and then just let's head down. Let's head down to the basement.
You look like you probably used to, taking your shoes off and walking around real quiet and stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna
actually
put
quite
on
good
my
at that.
bunny
Yes.
my bunny
Um,
slippers. You go first.
Okay.
I'll back you up.
I am skilled in stealth, so if you need a roll there, I can make one, but I'm gonna try to, as quietly as possible,
Me too.
move down the stairs to the
Okay.
basement.
Okay. So guys, so who's got the worst stealth?
Me.
All right. Give me a roll, but you do get a bonus die.
Okay,
Nice.
so I'm gonna grab that. Where's
Good.
that?
Just Scraps got to make it because I don't make you both roll stealth. That just increases failure.
Oh, are you asking the worst person to roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Thanks to
How'd
the
you do?
bonus.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend 2 to get a hard.
All right. All right. Sounds good.
Excellent.
So good.
All right. As you go down there, as you get down to the near the steps, you get like this you, like a smell of sulfur. Not real strong, just kind of faint, but not as strong as if you're at Yellowstone, but yeah, like a bad
Sounds
egg
like
or
a
something.
New York pizzeria.
Oh.
What the hell's going on down here?
This is the smell of the devil.
And you can see a light's on in John's room.
Better not be a chemical, like a mustard gas.
It might be John. We might have.
Oh, his room's in the basement,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So
Well, I got my gun.
Gonna keep going. Gonna keep headed toward the room.
Yeah, I'm gonna take aim too.
Mm-hmm.
Is the door open? Is it like wide open or closed or open a crack or what's it?
Like a crack.
I'm gonna peek in.
Okay, so when you peek in, you see Mary going through the books. She's kind of like shaking in, seeing if anything falls out or anything.
Mary.
When she's done, she throws it behind. Okay, Madeline, we'll cut up to you. You hear a knock at your door.
Yes?
It's Mary. She's like, I heard something in the basement.
What? Why aren't you asleep, dear?
'Cause there's noise downstairs, and I've been on edge and all. I didn't want to knock on one of the men's doors.
Oh, all right. Just hold on a second. Let me put on a robe.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
she gets up and puts a robe on and comes to the door and opens it. Okay, okay. You're hearing noises in the basement. Do you think it's John?
It could be. I just don't want to go down there by myself.
No. Well, do we need a light?
Yeah. She's like, I got my little electric torch here.
All right. Well, you lead the way, hun.
Okay. So he starts going walking that way. All right. Back to Jacob and Scrap. So you see Mary down there. She keeps taking books, and she's kind of just throwing in behind him. And then she kind of, in frustration, she opens up the desk drawer, dumps it out on the bed.
Yeah, the fact that I have a gun train on Mary is like super startling. So I'll like proclaim and pull my gun back and be like, Mary,
Put that away.
Oh,
Mary, what are you doing? You should have known we were We were sleeping. What are you doing messing around in here?
I was looking. Do you know where John went?
Yeah, I almost shot you. What are you thinking?
I was looking for John. Where'd he go? Where's he?
John
Where's he?
What
disappeared.
do
You
you mean you're
know,
looking for John?
that's why we're here.
You
We're here to
called
find
us.
John.
You
Of
feeling all right,
course.
Miss Cobbler? You feeling all right?
It's been a week since anybody's seen John.
I know. I need to find him. I thought maybe there'd be something here. About that time, you hear the basement door opens, and you see a flashlight shine down the steps, and
Dr. Adams, is that you?
you hear Mary at the top of the steps go, Madeline, there is someone down there.
Madeline?
Who's down there?
Wait, who's with you, Madeline?
Well, it's me and Mary.
No, it's us and Mary.
Yeah, Mary's in here with us.
What? What?
What?
No,
How's
she's
Mary
right
with you?
here.
Okay. When you say that, Mary starts kind of looking back and forth in the room, and then which one of you would say you're closer to her?
I think I was leading the way when we were stealthing.
Okay.
So I peeked through the door first. I went through the door first, so it's probably Jacob.
Okay. So she reaches out and she pushes you, and give me a strength roll.
Okay. That is a 93. No, sorry, that's a 39. So that is actually a pass.
But at what level?
A regular.
Okay, so she pushes you, and like you come like several inches off the floor when she shoved you. I mean,
Oh my
and
God.
she shoved you with like strength you've never felt before. You went flying back, and at the same time, because she gets two attacks, she swings her right hand at you, Scraps. You want to dodge or try and like grab it?
Well, let me check my stat. I'm gonna dodge.
Oh, I'm swinging at Scraps. So she
Oh,
pushed
at
you
Scraps.
just out of the way, and now she's taking a swing at Scraps there.
Yeah, I mean, I can't let her hit me. I gotta show off the footwork, so I'm gonna dodge. I'm gonna give her the
Okay.
fade. The fade.
You'll shuck and
Easy
jive.
fade, easy fade. I got a regular.
Ooh, I got terrible. I rolled a 94. So like she kind of swings past, and when you dodge out of the way, she goes running. And so Madeline, you see like Mary running up the steps, but Mary also coming down the steps. And so you can give me a sanity roll because that just does not
What is
register.
going on in here?
Mary had a twin sister.
Oh, I rolled a 2.
Nice. Those are
Sweet.
rolling hot.
Well,
Okay.
that was my first really good one.
Okay. Right.
You need to get her down to your gym, oh Scraps.
Yeah, right. She's a champion.
Okay, so we'll just go. Okay, Madeline, it's your turn to act. Then we'll go Jacob and Scraps.
Well, I think the Mary that is by me is the real Mary, so I grab her and try to backtrack up the stairs.
Okay. Give me a strength roll, and as long as you don't fumble it, you'll be able to you'll do that.
53 out of 50.
Okay, yeah. So you kind of pull her up the steps, and Jacob, what do you do?
Ah, okay, so if I'm understanding correctly, the Mary that attacked us and threw me, she
Yeah.
went out the door
She's running up the steps.
and she's running up the steps. So
Yeah, because
the basement.
this
I
is
guess
not a
I say
walkout.
I look at Scraps and I'm a little hesitant, but I'm like, let's go and try to follow, but not follow too close where we can
Okay.
stay out of arm's reach, so to speak.
I'm not putting any bullets down towards my allies, so we'll just follow her.
Okay, all right. And so when you do that, the Mary that's running up the steps, she goes running up the steps, and Mary, that's with you, Madeline. She screams, and that wakes up the other two, Tino and Dr. Adams. You hear this blood curdling scream as like she looks at this copy of her.
Dr. Adams, something has happened. I
Well,
hear
what?
screaming.
What's happening, man?
Let's quick, get up. Let's get dressed. Something's going on.
So
Jacob and Scraps now see the two Marys now, right?
yeah. So you guys can give me
Sanity roll.
a sanity roll. I mean, if you pass, you're obviously justifying what must be like a twin.
That's a pass.
I got a
Probably gonna
one.
Take us a couple
those
of
rounds. Yeah.
It'll take us a couple rounds to get down there.
Okay. So the Mary that's running, she goes running and she hits that back door, and she hits it so hard it actually rips off the hinges and kind of goes flying out into the backyard and all.
Since I'm so lucid, can I take a shot?
Yes, you could.
All right. Pew pew pew.
Everybody's going to come running from all the neighbors' houses.
Let's see some good luck on this one. And of course, I rolled a 90.
It's actually understandable that you'd be a little freaked out and not be able to shoot straight.
Yeah, I like take aim, but then I just like think it's Mary for real, and then I can't shoot her.
Shoot it high over her head.
Mhm.
Yeah. Her face.
What in God's
Mary.
name is going on?
Put that away, Scraps. Put that away.
Yes, you're going to shoot one of us.
And you see the Mary that ran outside, grabs a bicycle, and hops on it and starts riding off.
What
Christ,
on
that
earth
thing,
is going on?
that wasn't human. I saw it punch Jacob out, lift him up off his feet, 10 feet in the air. That's no 20-year-old woman. That's a demon. It's a fucking demon.
A demon
Somebody
that
kill
rides
it.
bicycles?
It's the bicycle thief demon.
And Mary's like, "What the heck? What that was me, but it looked just like me."
It was
It
going
wasn't
through your
you.
son's shit.
It wasn't you. It was something. It was a demon. It was
It
something
was looking
else.
for
What's
Jacob.
it doing down there?
I mean, it was looking for whatever his name is. John.
Please, everybody calm down. What on earth is going on?
There were two Marys. Two.
What?
What do you mean, two Marys?
We heard it in the basement in John's room, and then it attacked Jacob.
And you. It attacked
Yeah,
both.
well, she couldn't hit me. I'm too fast for her.
Everybody calm. What? Somebody ripped the back door right off the hinges?
That was Mary.
Fake Mary.
Yeah,
I
not
heard
this
God
Mary,
did
but the
that.
other Mary.
But Mary's here.
Right, but
That
Mary's
wasn't-
outside riding off on a bike too, but it's not Mary.
It was
That
like a
wasn't the real
doppelganger.
Okay.
The real
We
Mary
need to
can't
calm
lift a grown
down.
man.
I'm sure the police will be here shortly because you're firing guns off.
The police, what are we going to tell them?
Mary.
Mary just attacked them
No.
and ripped the door off and flew
Mary,
off on a
did you have a
bicycle?
twin sister?
It was an intruder.
No,
I think
no,
they're
I-
under the effect of some kind of drug or something.
Tell them an intruder, but
Is there a gas leak in this house?
Yeah, that explains the nightmares. And
We can't give them a
Yeah.
description. It was Mary, but it wasn't. What are we going to tell them? Oh, some culprit came in the house and ripped doors off and then rode away on a bicycle?
Don't give them, you just didn't see clearly who it was. Tell them.
what if that was
Come on.
John? And
Or
John,
did it look like John? You say it looked like a woman. Like
but it
Mary.
acted like John. Well, I don't know. We talked to her. She said she was looking for John. And she was like searching the room.
You say
And she
that though
attacked him.
she spoke as if she didn't know John was missing.
No, she was looking for him. She knew he was missing. She said she was looking to see if there were clues.
I don't know. What you're saying sounds like
Nonsensical.
How much do you want to bet she's peddling all the way to the Bronx Zoo right now?
well, that'll take her days. What is that?
I don't know. As
Whatever
strong as she is, she could
Yeah,
probably
that
get
was
there.
not human. It wasn't human.
No.
Stop. I'm sure whatever you have seen, it was human.
Was it John
He
in a
wa-
costume?
Listen to the
Like a
doctor, please.
magician.
I mean,
Maybe they look very much alike, and you saw a man dressed as a woman.
We have 4 eyewitnesses: me,
Mary.
Scraps, Madeline, and Mary herself that all
Tell
saw.
Tino that it looked exactly like you.
It's not just one person. We have 4
Maybe-
eyewitnesses.
maybe a secret twin sister?
We
Do
actually
you have
300?
I don't have a twin. I'm sure I would have known if I had a twin.
How much can you lift,
but
Mary?
you cannot
20
be sure. When you were born, you does not remember what happened. Maybe.
I'll give you that, Doctor. You are correct there, but my mother would have told me.
Could I pick you up, Jacob? Could I just armpit hold you up for a second and see if I can even move you myself?
Jacob, what's your size?
I have a size of 50.
Okay, so to pick him up, you'll need a hard.
Because I'm really strong, and I only get a regular, so I can't even lift you.
Yeah,
she was stronger than me, and I've been bench pressing a tire I found out behind my boxing ring for about a week.
Would someone
maybe-
that strong be able to slice off the top of someone's head?
With a machete or something? Yeah.
Yes.
I am completely bamboozled by all of this. You must have been, somebody wanted you to think that it was Mary.
Yes. You cannot believe in such things.
I
It
don't think
attacked
this
John like
place
a
is
wild
safe,
animal.
though.
Well, even if
Jacob.
it wasn't, let's say it wasn't Mary. What kind of human being has that strength to rip off a door straight from the hinges, to lift a man several inches in the air without a breath?
The way it swiped at us, that was not like a
Maybe-
human. That was like an
Maybe
alien.
somebody with a great deal of adrenaline, a drug of some sort that
Inhuman.
would make you.
It was inhuman.
I don't
I
Listen-
think
believe
we
in
should go down
inhuman.
there and see what they were trying to find.
Yeah, exactly. They were looking for something. And it might have been something that we already took. It might have been the pen. It might have been the gun. It might have been some of the
Maybe
some
they're
of the
trying to
some of the
erase
information we found
everyone
down
that's
there,
had
telegram.
contact with John. Dr. Huntington was the first victim.
Why not
Maybe
kill
they
Mary?
were going after Kranz next.
Mary was asleep. They could have killed her.
But Mary is also in the family.
Maybe
All of this
whatever
has to do with genealogy.
maybe whatever this thing was, it was the thing that killed Huntington, and maybe it thinks that John was still alive, and it went there to kill John, but John was not in the room.
Possibly.
I can't accept that it's anything more than a mundane answer. It was some criminal, perhaps somebody obviously involved, making you
Keeper.
think, you expected to see someone, you saw Mary, but you saw somebody dressed like Mary.
You know what?
They are a master of disguise.
I have a skill in disguise because as an actor, I was wondering, Keeper, if I could make a disguise roll to see if I could maybe tell if this was a well-made disguise.
Sure,
something.
that makes sense to me.
Nope. It was too dark and too fast for me to
Well, then
realize.
I will argue with you, Jacob, that part of what you do as an actor is what is it called, the magicians? The
Illusion.
well, not just illusion, but distraction to make you think you're seeing one thing when you're really seeing something else. Maybe it was just a trick to make you think that it was someone.
If it was a
Well, that door
disguise,
is no trick.
if it was a disguise, it was a brilliant disguise. How were the two Marys dressed? Were they dressed?
No,
the
they weren't
same?
dressed. They weren't dressed the same because, like, the Mary that's still here, she's kind of like in her nightgown.
So it was like Mary dressed in her day clothes that she would
Yeah.
normally.
Mm.
Yeah.
But it wasn't day clothes that we saw Mary dressed in earlier today. It was another outfit.
Yeah. Right.
Is it an outfit that Mary has? Like if we describe the dress she was wearing, is that a dress?
Yes, it is a dress that she does have.
And if we search Mary's closet for that dress, is the dress still hanging there?
It is. Mm-hmm.
So it's
Is there a
definitely
picture in
somebody
the house
involved.
of her wearing that outfit?
Yeah. Yeah. So,
A
okay.
duplicate
All right.
dress.
This sounds like a good thing to ponder on and see if we can figure out for next week there. So
Good cliffhanger.
Excellent. It's a good spot. Our players included Kiko Vincenz Picado, Carrie Marion, David Shiflett, Justin Bumgardner, and myself, with Keith Craig as the Keeper of Arcane Lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.